And we're so very proud. We're going to have our Field of Dreams team here tonight. I'd like to extend a big welcome and a thank you to our Field of Dreams team. It's coming from GBI, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be in attendance with us tonight. They'll be taking the field. Members of that GBI team will be taking the field as we announce our starting lineups tonight. Again, thank you so much for GBI being here tonight at the old ballpark. Fans, welcome again to Clovers Field here at East Clayton Community Park. Tonight's Old North State League quarterfinals playoff matchup is between the visiting Reidsville Luckies and your Clayton Clovers. Ladies and gentlemen, your umpires for tonight's game, they are as follows. Behind the plate, Mr. Jim Kozart. And on the bases tonight at first base will be Mr. Greg Stanley, and the crew chief tonight at third base, Warren Neff. They are hired with the mutual agreement of the teams participating in this event. Their experience and their integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. All spectators, players, and coaches, no matter what their personal feelings or loyalties, should display the respect that they deserve. And now for tonight's starting lineups, introducing first our visitors tonight, the Reidsville Luckies. Leading off in center field, number 21, Nigel Robinson. Batting second, the right fielder, number 19, Landon Parker. Batting third, first baseman, number 39, Ryan Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 31, Brian O'Connell. Batting fifth as the designated hitter tonight for the Luckies, number 20, Jacob Trivet. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 14, Sam Melton. Batting seventh in left field tonight, number 26, Calvin Kiesler. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 2, Cole Price. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 7, Gavin Fleming. On the mound tonight for the Reidsville Luckies, number 41, Evan Penny. Head coach of the Luckies, Chinzo Scagno.
Yes. Sweet tea. I'm good. We're selling
Clover Nation, are you ready? biggest show on dirt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field, your Clayton Clovers. With our Field of Dreams team tonight from GBI's Rick team. Leading off for the Clovers, your second baseman, number 2, Davey Morgan, with Harrison Molina. Batting second, the shortstop, number 20, Lane McLean, with Miles Alford and Sawyer Temple. Batting third, the first baseman, number 10, Zach Chavis, with Chase Alford and Sebastian Johnson. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, number 42, Brady Nathanson, with Leaf Watson and Nick O'Shea. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 6, Jackson Croup, with Hudson Molina and Griffin Alford. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 22, Andrew Grandy. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 30, Garrett Muffett. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 18, Caden Chalowski, with James Cogan, Silas Collins. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 4, Alex LeMay, with Joey Isley and Avery Johnson. On the mound tonight for your Clovers, number 24, Hugh Collins, with Caleb Fireball. Power. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, land of the free, home of the brave, they're not just words in a song. They are the foundation of the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. That foundation is in place due to the brave men and women who are currently serving or have served in our armed forces. Please join our players and coaches in honoring America and those brave individuals by placing a right hand over heart, while veterans may render their hand in salute. Gentlemen, removing your hats, and everyone remaining standing for the singing of our national anthem. Thank you. Now, good luck to all the players, coaches, and umpires. And for the two most famous words in American sports today.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here as we get set for Clayton Clovers playoff baseball, joined by Nate Johnson here tonight from East Clayton Community Park. And Nate, it feels like it's been forever, but it has been since our fans have been able to see a game here at East Clayton Community Park. We went a little old school. I got the GoPro set up, but we got baseball here tonight. Rain's holding off. Beautiful night to get these playoffs started.
It's a beautiful night, Doug. I'm so excited to get these Old North State League playoffs underway here tonight, and especially with this Clover squad who's just been absolutely scorching hot, both at the plate and on the mound, and playing a familiar foe, obviously, in the Reidsville Luckies, a very familiar foe.
Yeah, it's a series that came right down to the end as the Luckies were taking on the Wake Forest Fungo. Literally played a triple header to determine who was going to get that last spot, and by one game, the Reidsville Luckies get in as they have a 12-10 conference record, and for the Wake Forest Fungo, they finished with a 12-11 record, so virtue of one game, that was the difference. But we'll see here what the Clovers have tonight. As getting the start, it's going to be Hugh Collins. Give you a look defensively at how the Clovers will line up around Hugh Collins. Through the infield, Caden Chalowski will be over at third. Lane McLean gets the start at short, and you're now reigning ONSL Player of the Year, Davey Morgan. He'll get the start at second base. Zach Chavis gets the start at first. Doing the catching tonight, it'll be Alex Levesque. Taking a look at the outfield, Brady Nathanson will be in left field. Garrett Moffitt in center. And over in right field, it'll be Jackson Crew. And doing the DH tonight, it'll be Andrew Grande here for the Clayton Clovers. As we get set to get underway here, stepping in, it'll be Nigel Robinson. So Robinson will get set to step in. For the Clovers, they go with the home white uniforms, the white tops, the white pants, the white and green hats. For the Reidsville Luckies, they go with the green tops, the gray pants, and the white and red hats. First pitch on its way, and it'll be in there for a called strike. 7:02, the time of our first pitch. From Hugh Collins, the left-hander, out of UNC Chapel Hill. As this one just going to miss, as that will even the count up. Robinson getting the table set here for the Reidsville Luckies, as he's going to foul this one out of play first base side. For Reidsville overall in the season, they finished with a 16-15 record. They were 5-8 away, while they were 11-7 at home. The 1-2 pitch on its way, and that one's going to be fouled right off the catcher Levesque, as that will keep the at-bat alive. And Nate, obviously a big start here for Hugh Collins. And really, though, he's been used to the big starts this year for the Clovers and the teams that he's had to face in this division and this great run the Clovers have had this year.
And it is not just the starts. Hugh Collins, his best appearance of the season, in my opinion, came against these Luckies out of the bullpen. He threw 6 innings in relief back on June 22nd and got the win. And
pitch here, foul out of play.
Absolutely dominated the Luckies hitters. He went 6 innings and struck out 9 batters. I was severely impressed, and I'd call it his best outing of the season.
Another 1-2 pitch on its way. That one's going to be low inside. An easy take there for Robinson, as Landon Parker and Ryan Rodriguez will follow here in the top of the first inning for the Luckies. The 2-2 now on its way, and that one is going to be fouled off. So a really good battle going here between batter and pitcher on a beautiful night for baseball. Also want to send a shout out to the Clayton Parks and Recs team for getting this field ready for a game today. That one swung on and missed, strike 3.
And Robinson, who comes into the night batting .319, is one of Reidsville's more productive bats, but he has struggled with the strikeouts. That's his 31st strikeout of the season and only 92 at-bats, so he is a little bit strikeout prone.
So that'll bring up the right fielder, as will be Landon Parker, who will bat here with the bases empty and 1 away. Collins will come, set, delivers. That one in there on the inner half of the plate for a called strike. So again, our first pitch was at 7:02. 79 degrees, the temperature here in Clayton. And the pitch here going to bounce the dirt. That's going to get a piece of the home plate umpire, as that one's not going to feel too good. As the count will get evened up here. Add a ball and a strike.
If my memory serves me correctly, Landon Parker, I believe, is the Luckies' lone all-star on their team. He's one of the most visceral bats in the Luckies lineup and has been a tough out all season.
As we take some time here for the home plate umpire to get ready to go, and for Landon Parker, as Nate was just talking about his all-star appearance, as this is his 23rd game. He had 23 hits during the regular season and 75 at-bats, batted .307, 18 RBIs. As he's going to take this one just off the outer half of the plate. Again, it was a strikeout for Collins to start the game. And this one is swung through and missed.
And that's Hugh Collins' pretty infamous breaking ball there. That's the pitch the Luckies had such a problem hitting their last matchup against Collins, and it seems to be the same case today.
The 2-2 pitch is swung on. That one is skied out to center. Calling for it, and actually in the left center, and the catch will be made. As Nathanson on the run will make the catch for the second out.
From Summerfield, North Carolina, the Piper Falcon, junior first baseman number 39, Ryan Rodriguez.
So let's bring up Brian Rodriguez. Actually had a chance yesterday on my trips down here. Was thinking we were going to have a game in Reidsville. Actually got to go by Pfeiffer, where Ryan Rodriguez goes to school. Really nice campus. As that one is swung on first pitch, hit to short. Lane McLean, couple steps, his throw right in time. And that's going to end the top half of the first inning as we go to the bottom half of the first. No score here at East Clayton Community Park as you're watching the 2024 Old North State League Playoffs, Game 1 here in the Central Division matchup between the Reidsville Luckies and the Clayton Clovers. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here, along with Nate Johnson. And Nate, while we have the chance, might as well recognize, I mentioned the earlier end-of-the-year awards coming out today for the Old North State League. It was announced that Davey Morgan named the Player of the Year. Also, Landry Moore named the Manager of the Year, and the Clovers named the Organization of the Year. So some well-deserved honors that were announced today by the Old North State League.
Absolutely. Davey, obviously the headliner. Davey also setting franchise records in RBI, runs scored, stolen bases. I mean, Davey's really just done it all.
Right?
Do it all, absolutely. We all knew that about him.
As those awards again were handed out today, as really they were supposed to be handed out after the playoffs started, but with how the weather has been, this is just the second game of these playoffs, as there was one game last night that took place on the other half of the bracket. But really outside of that, the weather has just ravaged the postseason here so far, as last night there was a game between the Sandhill Bogies out of the Southeast Division along with the Brunswick Surf and Turfs, as the Bogies came away with a win in that game. So Tarboro and New Brunswick, along with the Honeycrisp out of Hendersonville and Lexington, they haven't started their series yet, and we're getting underway here tonight. So that'll bring in Davey Morgan to get us underway here, as he'll be facing the starter Evan Penny for the Reidsville Luckies. As the pitch here going to miss low and into the dirt for a ball.
I think it's an interesting decision to go with Penny here. Penny only has 12 2/3 inning pitched thus far this season for the Luckies. Not one of their more highly used arms. He comes in with a 5.68 ERA, but the thing that jumps off the page to me is the 19 walks to the 11 strikeouts, and you can't walk these Clovers and come away with a victory.
For Evan Penny, 6'3", 205 pounds, a freshman out of Bluefield State University. Behind here, 1-0, and this one's going to miss out. Had flashbacks there of my GoPro getting hit two years ago back in the fence. So good start here for Davey Morgan. Again, Morgan had a chance earlier this season to go out to an independent pro ball camp in California, looking to try to see maybe if you can latch on with an independent pro ball team after this collegiate season comes to an end. And that one is swung at and missed. Davey wanted the high fastball there. as the count will be 2 balls and a strike.
And I think Coach Power really put it well that it's kind of a miracle that Davey Morgan is not getting paid to play baseball yet.
The fact that we are paying to see him play some of these fans and then he's not getting paid just really is baffling. The 2-1 pitch on its way, and that one's going to be low. An easy take there for Davey Morgan. While we have the chance, we'll give you a defensive look at the Reidsville Luckies. Through the infield over at third base, it's going to be Sam Melton. Then over at shortstop, it'll be Gavin Fleming. And then over at second base, it'll be Cole Price. Ryan Rodriguez over at first. Brian O'Connell doing the catching. Here's the pitch, and that's going to miss, so that'll be ball 4. So it'll be a leadoff walk issued to Davey Morgan, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Lane McLean.
And that is Davey Morgan's 31st walk of the year, tied for the team lead with Mr. Garrett Moffitt. He'll be coming up soon.
So a quick runner on, and again, that'll bring up the University of Mount Olive Trojan, Lane McLean. Finish the defensive alignment through the outfield here for the Luckies, as Calvin Kessler will be in left field, Nigel Robinson in center, and then Landon Parker in right. The right-hander Penny will come set, keeping an eye on Davey Morgan at first. Here's the offering, and that one's fouled. Good pitch there early on, an aggressive swing there from Lane McLean.
Morgan obviously is a candidate to steal over there at first base, but from the previous meetings with Reidsville, we do know that Brian O'Connell does have a strong arm behind the plate.
Now that'll be an interesting matchup, as you mentioned, the Clovers, a team that really loves to go around the bases, and they did not really face all that many potent catchers this year in the Central Division, as they throw over here to check on Davey Morgan back easily.
There are multiple games I can think of against the High Point Hush Puppies. Lane McLean stole 4 bases. And then last week against the Oak City Gliders, Caleb Smith stole 5 in a game. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, the pitch here is going to be an excuse-me swing. It'll be grounded by Rodriguez. He's got to hustle over to the bag. He'll get there, as that'll be the first out. It'll move the runner up, as Davey Morgan will go to second.
He's from Cary, North Carolina. He's a big community college bulldog. The Z-Man, Zach Chavis.
So that'll bring up Zach Chavis, who steps into the left-handed batter's box. Chavis getting the start at first base tonight for the Clovers. Looks to continue really a nice end of the regular season into the postseason here for the Clovers. Also playing a very solid first base. A couple of checks by Penny back to the runner at second. The pitch here is that one will miss away.
Chavis, in my view, is actually in a little bit of a battle with Davey. Not only for the home run leaderboard, but the RBI leaderboard. Last regular season game, Davey took both from him.
Yeah, that was the game. 3 home runs were hit in that game by the Clovers. Davey Morgan getting one of those. Clovers flexing their power muscle, as this one will miss low. And again, I was actually joking with somebody before I came down here that I only had the chance to broadcast 5 games before this one. I didn't see a home run at all from the Clovers, and it's not because they don't have the home run power. Just didn't get a chance to see any home runs, but we definitely know, especially at East Clayton Community Park, the Clovers know where to go to try to take one out. But they can also kill you with a small ball, too.
Oh, absolutely. We talked about the speed, but it's not often that you have guys in the bottom of the order like Thomas Watson's, usually batting 7th or 8th. He's got 3 home runs in the summer. That's just not common in Summer League baseball.
Count 3 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Davey Morgan, the runner at second, he had the leadoff walk before the ground out to first. Penny will set and deliver, and that one's going to miss outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So 2 walks here from Evan Penny.
From Fuquay, by way of Towson. Number 42, he is Brady Nathanson.
So that'll bring up Brady Nathanson, a late addition for the Clovers during the regular season. Came over from the Tarboro River Bandits and has really slotted in nicely to playing left field. Early on, played a couple different positions for the Clovers. Came in kind of at a good time. Clovers were trying to give some guys some rest. Both runners will take their leads. Interesting stand for Chavis at first. Davey Morgan's going to go. It's going to be a ball at the plate and a stolen base for Davey Morgan.
Number 23 on the season for Davey. That's
so
the team lead. Yeah, absolutely. And Brady Nathanson kind of came in, like you said, a really good time of the season. They were filling in some injuries they had at the time. Jake Pereira still not back with the team. He's got a broken finger. And Nathanson has just been excellent. He's got a 465 average with the team, so it's really just been phenomenal addition to the culture.
Nathanson out of Towson, trying to see if he can come through here in the bottom of the first for the Clovers. The right-hander Penny will come set, delivers, and that one's going to get in and out of the glove of O'Connell.
I actually got to watch Nathanson in person before I was familiar with his game. I was at NC State watching the Towson-NC State matchup while Brady came in. I believe he went 2 for 6, and he had a triple that game back on March 2nd against NC State.
So there you go.
That's Division I baseball
How
player
things
right there.
work out. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be right in there for a called strike. Good job by Nathanson to take all the way on that one. So a pair of walks so far for the Clovers here in the bottom of the first. They're going to try to crack through first.
That's just what's so scary about this Clover squad is there's not a break in the lineup.
Runners take their leads from the corners. The pitch is swung on, skied in the air, but that'll get out of play. Will it get to the road? And it will just miss the car. Now, that's something I wasn't able to have fun with all the years. The balls to the cars.
I think I've only seen one this season, so I think that's low. I think usually there's more than that from what I've heard during a summer.
Usually, yeah. 2-2 the count now. Penny will come set. Here's the pitch. A good breaking ball. That's going to be through the left side. An RBI single for Brady Nathanson, and it's 1-0 Clayton.
That's an RBI single for the Nathan boy.
That makes Nathanson 21 for 44, and that batting average getting scarily close to 500.
Just a great job, too, staying back on that breaking ball. Easily could have been out in front of it. Just batted it into the ground, but stays back on it. Drives it through that 5-6 hole. So that'll bring up Jackson Crew. Gets the start in right field tonight. Boy, did he ever tear down the second half of the stretch for the Clovers. Just very consistent at the plate. As he looks to see what he can do here. Runners at first and second. As that'll be at the knees for a called strike on the outer half.
The dugout and a bullpen actually joke with Jackson Crew that whenever he gets in the box, it's either a single or a hit by pitch. There's no in between.
We'll take it. I mean, doesn't look at the end of the day. They don't say how did you get on, just how many times did you get on. So the count 0-1 here. That one is swung on, hit to short. They'll turn it to second. The flip to first, not going to be in time. Good speed by Crute down the line. So 6-4 on the force out.
That was basically the same ball that Nathanson hit, just a little bit softer hit so the shortstop, Fleming, could get over there and make the play.
Over designated hitter, redshirt sophomore, double twos, Andrew Grandy.
So that'll bring up Andrew Grandy, who this is actually my first time seeing Andrew in person. With us not having broadcasted the games, he was not on the team at the end of June, as he was a July addition for the Clovers. This will be the DH tonight.
Well, let me tell you, the last name Grandy, it fits. He's a big kid. He's a really big kid.
So we'll see what he can do here. Runners at first and third with 2 away. Here's the pitch from Penny, and that one is swung at and missed as Grandy not able to hold off of that one. Trying to give the Clovers at least a 2-0 lead here. O'Connell going to come out and call it some defensive signs.
We've actually not totally seen, if you're a Clover fan that's been coming to these games while we've not been broadcasting, the potential of Grandy, because he's only 3 for 13 at the plate so far with the Clovers. But the one night that he was scorching hot at the plate, it was that game against Tarboro that got rained out, and they never finished. I believe he had multiple hits, a home run.
He did have a home run in that game. I remember from following on social media.
The guys in the dugout were telling me that he hit that ball 450 feet, and I was like, good gracious.
And that's a tough park, too, to hit out at Tarboro Municipal Stadium, as the ball just does really not fly there. Been a part of a couple of games there for the road teams, both Wilson and with Clayton, and the ball just does not like to travel there. Count as a ball and a strike here. To Grandy, the pitch. That's going to be in there. Called strike. Grandy didn't necessarily like the call all the way, but
aggressive spot from Penny, low and in, fastball. I like the aggressiveness there from the right-hander.
So Evan Penny trying to work around a couple of runners on base here, giving up just a run. As he's ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. So Connell will go through the signs. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Runner's going to go for second. Nice job by Jackson Crew. He read that really well. And then Crew had an interesting experience trying to get into second. He was kind of caught up, didn't know if he wanted to go head first or feet first. And we're going to have to ask him about that after the game.
Jackson Cruz not really a base stealer. That's not his thing.
So the count will be even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now a pair of runners in scoring position if Grandy can come through here in this righty-righty matchup. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's going to just miss inside.
He went for that low and in spot again.
Boy, that's a tough pitch, but that's clearly one that Grandy knows he doesn't want to have anything to do with, so he's going to try to leave it there. Now the count's full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 runners on for the Clovers. They've got to run in. Penny will come set. A couple of checks at third. Here's the offering, and that one's fouled back.
If I was Penny here, I'd love to throw a great changeup down and in. You get him looking at the fastball low and in a couple times, and he's going to foul off this fastball on the outside corner. Change the tempo a little bit. Let's see a changeup.
And we'll see. I mean, the difference is either getting out of the inning or walking the bases loaded. And a big spot here early in this first game of this ONSL Playoff Central Division matchup. Another 3-2 pitch on its way, and that's going to be up and away. Ball 4, he went with the fastball. So a nice job by Grandy who worked the walk.
Already 3 walks on the day for Evan Penny. That's not going to get you anywhere against this Clayton Clover offense. I mean, they're just too explosive. They're not going to. You're going to have to limit them with ground ball outs and fly ball outs. Walks are never going to cut it. Really at any level of baseball, not just against these.
So that's going to bring up Garrett Moffitt, who will step into the left-handed batter's box. Yes, he's got a bases-loaded opportunity. Clovers were very good throughout the regular season, trying to score runs with 2 outs in an inning. And they've got a big chance here to put up a crooked number early. Penny, the right-hander, will come set. His offering. And that fastball is going to sail above the letters.
Garrett's actually tied the franchise record in doubles this season with 14. A guy who I think might have just as many doubles as he has singles this season.
And that was really his spot the last 2 years. That's something that Davey Morgan had really filled in on, was those doubles, especially with the confines of this park. And that one's going to be fouled off. As that one actually took an interesting hop right off of the dirt and went over the fence. And the lucky fan behind us able to come up with it. So the count even, a ball and a strike. Garrett, one half of the Moffitt brothers. Mason Moffitt also on the Clovers roster. Not in the lineup tonight. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Nice breaking ball there, but that one breaks down and in. I mean, that's a pitch right there. You bring that up 2-3 inches and you're getting a swing at that type of pitch, but just a little bit too far out of the zone.
That was a really good pitch. It's really good discipline by Moffitt to not swing at that.
So the count will go to 2-1. Bases full of Clovers. And the count now 3-1.
And this is a big at-bat, obviously, not only because the bases are loaded, but it changes. Can the Reidsville defense get out of here only surrendering 1 run? Because you'll hear it if you listen to a lot of baseball games, crooked numbers. 1 run is a whole lot different than 2, 3, 4.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one is swung on. Hit well out to right center. Does it have enough on
Bermuda
it?
triangle.
It's going to be dropped. Wow. 2 runs are going to come in. That ball just died up in the air.
Right in the Bermuda Triangle in between second base, right field, and center field. And the second baseman, Cole Price, it hit the end of his glove, but he wasn't able to come up with it.
And really, it was a great effort out there by Price, as he probably wasn't expecting it to have to come up with, like I said, off the bat. And that looked like it was going to be a gapper from Moffitt, but the Clovers they'll take it. 2 runs come in. There's the score now 3-0. So now with just a runner over at first base and at third, is Brady Nathanson over, actually Grandy over at third base, check that. And then over at first base is Moffitt. Kaden Chalowski will step in. We'll see what he can do. That one came in. Boy, he saw all those stitches. As the fastball ran up and in. And now we're going to get a visit to the mound here. So, again, we'll take a look here at the playoff bracket and scenario. So the winner of this series will be matched up with the winner of the Western Division Series, which features Lexington and Hendersonville. And then on the other side of the bracket, you have New Brunswick and Tarboro facing off in the Northeast Division. And then in the Southeast Division, you have the Sandhill Bogies and the Brunswick Surf and Turfs in the Southeast Division. And as of tonight, the only game so far that's been played was last night as the Bogies came up with a win against the Surf and Turfs to take a 1-0 lead in that series.
And I think that was an upset. I think Brunswick was the favorite there.
And that was a come-from-behind win for the Bogies. But again, the way that the weather has been here in North Carolina these past couple of days, it's really just thrown a wrench in the playoff schedule.
And I'm surprised they got it. Was that game in Brunswick or Sandhill? So I actually don't know.
I believe that it was in Brunswick.
Because the weather's brutal down there right now.
Correct.
I heard they're getting really bad storms.
I know Fayetteville area today, looking at the radar before I came to the ballpark, the Fayetteville area, Wilmington. Pitch here is up and in, and taking second is going to be Moffett. So there'll be runners at second and third for the Clovers. Count 2-0. Here to Caden Chalowski, the starting third baseman for the Clovers.
We talked about dangerous batters in the bottom of the order. Caden Chalowski is the definition of that. Hitting the 8th spot tonight, he's been very common to see in the top 3 of the order all year.
And now he's way ahead in the count, 3-0. 3 walks have been issued in this inning by the starter, Penny. Clovers have put 3 up on the board. The right-hander comes set the 3-0, and that's going to miss ball 4. So that'll load the bases up. Second time here in this bottom of the first, the Clovers have had the bases loaded. The bullpen's going to get going for the Luckies.
I'm wondering how much longer we'll see Evan Penny. Just you can't walk 4 batters in an inning, especially when you're giving up hits as well. All the way through the order, you're not even through the first inning yet. I'm not sure how much longer we'll see Evan Penny.
I think with 2 outs, you probably at least want to give him this batter here if he can get out. He faced 9 guys, but I think if Levesque finds a way on here and the inning goes, maybe that's when you go to the pen, because then you went one time through the lineup.
If you're facing Davey Morgan twice in an inning, you're in for a long night.
The right-hander, Penny, will come set, delivers. That one is swung on. He might have got some help from Levesque. Popped up, calling for it as the shortstop, and the catch will be made. So Penny does get some help as Alex Levesque swings at the first pitch he sees, and that will end the inning. Clovers pair 3. We go to the second as you're watching the 2024 Old North State League Playoffs, Game 1 here at the Central Division Series between the Luckies and the Clovers. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you, along with Nate Johnson, as we get set here to go to the top half of the second inning. As Brian O'Connell will step in to lead things off for Reidsville. And as Nate had pointed out to me during the break, Newbern, the team out of the Northeast Division, taking on Tarboro. Brunswick Surf and Turfs, Newbern, New Brunswick, kind of all runs together when you haven't been back down here in a while.
Absolutely.
So, Newbern, they will be taking on the Tarboro River Bandits. As the pitch here from Hugh Collins, that one's going to be given a ride, but well foul here by O'Connell, who gets the start behind the plate here tonight. Count 0-2 here. Hugh Collins looking to try to put up another 0 on the scoreboard. He's going to have to go another pitch here as that one will miss inside. After the Clovers offense gave him a 3-run advantage in the bottom of the first. The pitch here from the lefty swung on and missed strike 3. A filthy pitch there. As O'Connell swinging right over top of it.
That gets you pumped up as a pitcher when you see your catcher celebrate your pitch. That's awesome.
Yep.
That gets you fired up.
And that's one, too, from Levesque. Probably his eyes probably got big. He probably saw that.
Oh, yeah.
As was coming in when your left-hander connects the cue. So that will bring up the designated hitter, as it'll be Jacob Trivet, who will take a called strike here. Trivet wearing jersey number 20, standing all the way up in the front of that right-handed batter's box. The 0-1, that came in. That's going to catch him. As that's going to be a base runner. Now first, Landry Moore's got a question now. Landry Moore has a question maybe of a spot. Did he offer at it? We'll have to see as the umpire's going to be called. That's the only thing I can think is that Landry Moore may be thinking that Trivet offered at it.
I could see that. Trivet's really a guy who has burned the Clovers once before this season. The first meeting when the Luckies defeated the Clovers back on June 13th in a 14-11 matchup, Trivet went 3 for 5. I think he had a home run that game. He did. He had a home run, 6 RBI. So Trivet's definitely got some explosiveness to his bat. And
so if that indeed is what Landry Moore was questioning, they'd say that it did not happen. So they're going to ask Landry to head back to the dugout. Trivet will get first base. So there'll be a runner at first with 1 away. As Collins will now work with a runner at first, staring him down. Pitch here, and the fastball going to miss off the outer half of the plate.
Melton, the batter, will come in tonight, hitting .203 with 13 hits, 13 RBI.
And fastball here just going to miss. And for Sam Melton, a sophomore out of Rockingham Community College. And he's going to work ahead in the count 3-0. Getting some signs here from his third base coach as the Luckies trying to string something together here with a 1-out runner at first after the hit by pitch. Collins sets and delivers, and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk.
Just a little bit of a relapse there from Hugh Collins. Just lost it for a second. Let's see if he can recover here against number 26, Calvin Kiesler.
So that's going to bring up Calvin Kiesler out of St. Olaf College. We'll get a chance here with a runner in scoring position. He's got a pair of runners on base. After the strikeout to start the inning, a hit by pitch and a walk. First pitch here is swung on. That one's taken out to right. Tracking it and making the catch will be Crew. Runner is going to attack from second to third, an aggressive play. Now the runner's going to go from first to second to throw. And that's not going to be in time. So what looked like it was going to be a harmful fly out to right does advance both base runners with 2 outs here.
Very good base running by Reidsville to get those 2 base runners advanced. Now you've got 2 runners in scoring position. Just a simple single could make this a 1-run ball game.
So that'll bring up Price. As Cole Price, a freshman at Guilford College, will get a chance here. Collins will come set. Couple of checks with the runner at second. And the pitch here going to miss just off. He's trying to find that outside corner to the right-handed batter. Has not been able to find the sweet spot for the home plate umpire to give him the call.
Price is just 6 for 30 at the plate this season for the Luckies. This is a guy that Collins is going to want to go after. Here's
his 1-0. That one will drop in there for a called strike. Almost seems like here early on he's got a little bit better feel for that breaking ball than he does the fastball. And it's not because he's missing wildly. It's just he's been able to get that strike zone here early on with the breaking ball. The 1-1, And he goes back to the fastball. He's going to miss again.
I think that's kind of been the story for Hugh all season. He's been more of a breaking ball dominant pitcher, in my opinion, and obviously because he had a great curveball in his arsenal, but
yeah,
he's just been throwing the fastball less.
Here's the pitch. That one swung on. It's hit out to center. And the catch will be made by Moffitt on the run. And that will end the inning. So the Reidsville Luckies do get a couple of runners hit by pitch or walk, but they're going to strand 2 runners in scoring position. As we go to the bottom of the second, 3-0 Clayton. We'll step aside. You're watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs here in this Central Division matchup. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page alongside Nate Johnson. We come to you here from East Clayton Community Park here in Clayton, North Carolina. Game 1 of this Old North State League playoff matchup here in the battle of these 2 Central Division teams. Clovers finishing the air tops in the Central Division, winning the first half and second half championship. And it came down to literally the last day of the regular season for the Reidsville Luckies to get in, getting in by a game over the Wake Forest Fungo, longtime rivals of the Clayton Clovers. So Davey Morgan will step in to lead things off as the Clovers sent 9 batters to the plate. In the first inning, Morgan worked a walk. He would come around to score. Clovers have 3 runs on 2 hits in this game. The right-hander Penny will set and deliver. That fastball going to miss over into the left-handed batter's box. So the count 2 balls, no strikes. The catcher O'Connell will go through the signs here. The pitch right down the middle of the plate, and that's going to be fouled straight back.
2-0 pitch to Davey Morgan is dangerous because that was a fastball a little bit up, a little bit elevated. That's a pitch that Davey can put out of here.
So the count will go to 2 balls and a strike. That one is swung on, but foul down the third base line. Good pitch there in the lower portion of the zone.
Very good pitch, especially I just talked about elevated fastball 2-0. He comes back 2-1 with a really good breaking ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Morgan awaits the offering from Penny. And that one is swung on, a breaking ball. Hit out to left center, and that one's going to be down. The left fielder giving it an effort, couldn't come up with it. And that's going to be a leadoff double for Davey Morgan.
Just too much plate there from Evan Penny. That was a good breaking ball, had a lot of movement, but it was just right over the heart of the plate for Morgan to stick his bat out there and put it in the left center.
So good job again by Davey Morgan that time waiting back on the breaking ball. And now that's going to bring up Lane McLean. As McLean will look to try to see what he can do with his middle infield teammate Davey Morgan on second. Morgan and McLean, they've been steady as they come this season for the Clovers up the middle. Both of them all-star representatives for the Clovers. Both getting, well, at least Lane McLean getting an all-star start. It's crazy to think in that game that Davey Morgan did not start the all-star game, and he was your Old North State League Player of the Year.
They've turned 14 double plays together this season.
That's pretty special, especially in college summer ball with ever-changing new kids, guys coming in, new guys leaving. That's almost like going through a collegiate season right there, turning 14 double plays. The pitch here is going to miss. So the count will be 2-0. Zach Chavis waits in the on-deck circle. Davey Morgan leads at second after his leadoff double. The pitch, that one fouled right to our right.
Most impressive part to me this season for Lane McLean was that when Davey missed a couple games, both with his pro trial out in California, and I think he had a little bit of shoulder soreness. He missed a couple games, and Lane McLean really stepped up in the absence of Davey Morgan.
Well, that's good to see. As McLean again, the University of Mount Olive had a deep run for his team in the Division II postseason. Time going to be called here. A little bit of a battle there between Penny and McLean, with Penny a little bit focused on Davey Morgan out there at second. Plus speed as the count 2 balls and a strike. The pitch, that one is fouled straight back over top of us.
Even though Davey's already stolen a bag this afternoon, I don't really see him taking off here. The common rule in baseball is never steal third base with 0 or 2 outs. You're always wanting to go with 1 out.
You never want to make that first or third out at third. Good old baseball adage. 2-2 on its way from Penny, and that one's going to break into the dirt. Really nice job by O'Connell. That one easily could have got by him to the backstop, and you would have saw Davey Morgan
absolutely
more than likely go for third there. Count going to be full now. There was 4 walks in the first inning for Penny, in danger of maybe placing a runner on first here. Payoff pitch on its way. And that one is swung on solid contact by Lane McLean. That's a barrel. And they're going to send Davey, and now he's going to get held. He was committed on staying. It was bobbled a little bit by the left fielder, and Davey kind of got in between there.
That was a smart call by Coach Landry Moore. I mean, with as hard as that ball was hit, you want to keep Davey there, especially with no outs, because look who's at the plate now. It's Zach Chavis. And Zach Chavis has got lots of pop, and you at least think he can put a ball deep enough in the outfield that we can at least drive in Davey.
Correct. So Chavis will step in. He has scored a run already. He walked in the first inning. Runners at the corners here for Clayton. Nobody out. The right-hander delivers. That one is swung on, fouled out of play, third base side. As the count will go to 0-1. Again, this is a best-of-3 series. So the first 2 wins will punch their ticket to the semifinals. As the runner goes, the pitch is a ball, and O'Connell had a little bit of trouble trying to get a grip on that one. So to put a pair of runners in scoring position. Davey Morgan, the runner, at third. Lane McLean now at second. The 1-1 to Chavis. That one's going to miss low and inside, as he'll jump ahead in the count. Really no wind to speak of here tonight at East Clayton Community Park, as the American flag out there in left center, standing straight down. Here's the pitch, and that one is going to miss inside. How that did not get the back foot of Chavis. That must have just missed, because he was not moving his feet at all. Count to go to 3-1. Although probably if you ask Chavis, he'd rather have a chance to hit the ball rather than be hit by the ball.
Yep, that's correct.
Penny's 3-1 offering is low and inside, ball 4. Bases loaded for Clayton. Third time early on in this game that they've done that.
For the Clovers, for your left fielder, Brady Nathanson.
And we're going to get a visit to the mound, and this might be the end of the line for Penny.
And you almost wonder if guys like Zach Chavis, who in a big spot like that gets walked, you almost wonder if he's a little bit upset at that. When most of the time you can't complain about a walk.
Correct, yeah.
Zach Chavis, I mean, he had such a great season this spring with the Pitt CC Bulldogs. I mean, I just wonder if he's a little bit upset. Like, he really wants to swing. That's a slugger. He's the definition of a slugger, and you just have to think that he wants to swing the bat.
And there's the call to the bullpen. So 51 pitches for Penny, and his night is going to come to an end. still responsible for all 3 runners on base. Is right now taking a look at his line score. It's going to be 4 hits, 5 walks, no strikeouts, and he could potentially be on the hook for 3 more runs. We'll step aside real quick. We'll get the details on the new pitcher. And when we come back, we'll see if the Clovers can take advantage of this bases-loaded situation. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here as a pitching change for the Reidsville Luckies. New pitcher into the game, going to be number 33, as it'll be Carson Moore. 6'2", 180 pounds for the freshman at Barton College, so right up the road in Wilson. As he will be tasked with trying to see if he can get out of this bases-loaded jam with nobody out. Clovers already have 3 runs on the board, all 3 of those coming in the bottom of the 1st inning. As his starter, Penny, again went 1 inning plus 4 hits, 5 walks, no strikeouts on the liner now for 3 runs. Could potentially have 3 more sitting out there. As for Moore, he will face Brady Nathanson.
And Moore's a guy for the Luckies that during the matchups with the Clovers, he's come in big moments, not only pitching, but he's played some defense as well. I've seen him have a couple at-bats, so he's a 2-way player, at least for the Luckies this summer, and has pitched a sizable amount of innings for them. He's got 17 2/3 recorded.
So he looks good to go for his warm-up tosses. And Nathanson will step in. Nathanson already with a hit in this game and an RBI. As the catcher O'Connell will go through the signs. As all 3 runners will take their leads, the Luckies do not elect to hold the runner on at first. They pull the corner infielders in. There's a first pitch strike.
I'll be interested to see if Carson Moore gives the Clovers any problems. He's got kind of a strange arm slot. It's kind of 3/4. And that was a really good breaking pitch from him to start.
And he's ahead in the count here quickly, 0-2. As Nathanson fouled that one out of play first base side. Lucky's just looking for outs here, trying to limit the runs. Here's the 0-2, and that one is swung on, popped up. Could be trouble down the right field line. Rodriguez can't make the catch. It drops fair. And unfortunately, out at second is going to be Chavis. He kind of got caught in no man's land. But the Clovers will trade a run for an out.
It's not the worst case scenario
No.
for the Luckies because they do get an out, but that should have been a catch right there behind first base by Rodriguez. So
Yep.
There should be 1 out, bases loaded still.
Yeah, Rodriguez went over the shoulder, tried to make the basket catch, and it popped off his glove. It didn't matter where the ball landed because he was in fair territory. And the Luckies do get that out at second. So it's runners at the corners with 1 away for Jackson Crew.
And while Nathanson will not get credit for a hit, he will get credit for an RBI
Yep.
there.
Run would have scored. Runner goes for second. O'Connell going to hold on to it, and it's going to be a stolen base for Nathanson. So the count will be 1-0. Pair of runners in scoring position. 4-0 Clovers. Here's the set in the offering, and that one's going to miss off the outer half. Looked pretty good, but no call from the plate umpire. So the count 2-0. Just now both sides, I guess, not really seeing that outside fastball called for a strike. Moore, check the runner at second. Here's the pitch. That's going to be right off of the middle section of Crew, and that'll get the dugout going, as you mentioned earlier.
That's his 12th hit by pitch of the summer. It's the team lead, and it might be the league lead, honestly.
So with the bases loaded, that'll bring up Grandy.
Crute has just been a magnet to that baseball. I don't know what it is about him.
Hey.
He doesn't particularly crowd the plate that much.
No, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I definitely have seen some players that you could say crowd the plate. And we had a little bit of a holdup there as the umpire down at first was asking Chris Power, the first base coach for the Clovers, if he could kind of clear the yard sale that he had acquired there in the coach's box. Pitch here going to be slow and inside. So one more run could potentially be charged to the starter here. And that one is going to be off the shoulder, and that will. So that should officially close the book on the starter, Penny, as the run will come in to score.
And I talked about Carson Moore's little funky arm slot. It seems to be working against him right now.
Yeah.
Because he's faced 2 righties in a row now, hit them both right on that upper shoulder.
And so Grandy will head down to first. So that'll bring up Moffitt, who will step into the left-handed batter's box. Moffitt had the hit that brought in 2 runs back in the bottom of the first, trying to add more here. 1 away. And the pitch will be in there for a strike. Nathanson at third, Crute at second, Grandy at first. Breaking ball is going to miss inside. Good discipline there from Moffitt. We saw that against Penny. Really not trying to offer at the breaking stuff. Runners take their leads. The pitch, that'll miss outside. Easy one there. A lot of late movement towards a right-handed batter on that fastball that goes up and in from Moore. The 2-1. That one is swung on. That one is hit out to center. Center fielder has it lined up. He'll make the catch. They're going to tag the runner, Nathanson, coming home, and he'll score easily as the throw went to the shortstop. So another RBI for Moffitt. As again, the Clovers will trade a run for an out. It's 6-0.
I was just about to mention that because of that movement away from lefties, if Moffitt could stay disciplined and look for a pitch to either hit up the middle or backside, this is really a pitcher that he could drive, and he does just that there.
So that'll bring up Chalowski. Walked his first time up, as he has a pair of runners on base here. There'll be runners at first and second. Moore's offering. That one will miss up in the zone. Did not follow through on that one. Let go of that one just a bit early. The catcher O'Connell will go through the signs. 3 more runs in for the Clovers here in the bottom of the second. The 1-0. That one is swung on. Barreled up there. They're going to send the runner around, and Crute was stopping. As, again, the Clovers looking like initially they want to try to run on anything hit to left field.
Yeah, Crute just is not the same speed as that we saw earlier. Earlier is Davey Morgan.
Correct, yeah.
Great speed. Yeah. Crute is just a little – he doesn't have – I think he has 1 stolen base in the year.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, again, Landry Moore, he was committed at the time. He had the wheel in full effect.
Yeah.
He was committed, and I get maybe wanting to try to be aggressive. So the base is loaded.
With a 6-0 lead, though.
Yeah, correct.
Aggression not required.
If you've got the chance to keep adding on more, and maybe a spot here, too, for Alex Lovek to try to have a good at-bat here. He was swinging first pitch.
It was a bad at-bat last time, but he comes in the night hitting .350, and Lovek, who doesn't have as many innings behind the plate as someone like Nate Hill or Connor Witherington has, Lovek has been great, though, at the plate when he has been catching.
So he goes ahead in the count here. 1 ball, no strikes. Base is loaded for the Clovers. Moore's pitch. That one is swung on. That's going to be gloved by the shortstop. He'll toss to second in time for the force out. And that will end the inning. But the Clovers plate 3 more runs as we go to the top of the third, as the score is 6-0 in favor of the Clayton Clovers. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you, alongside Nate Johnson, as we come to you from East Clayton Community Park here in Clayton, North Carolina. Game 1 of this Central Division matchup of the Old North State League playoffs. Winner will move on to the semifinals to take on either Lexington or Hendersonville. Lexington and Hendersonville, both very good teams out of the Western Division. Lexington virtually bringing back their entire team that they had last year. They made a deep run in the playoffs. So we are ready to go here in the top of the third. As stepping in here and taking a first pitch. Called strike is going to be number 10. Actually, it's going to be 25. Check that. Definitely thought I saw 10 there.
7.
So it'll be Gavin Fleming. So Fleming behind the count here, 0-2. And he laid off on that one. They wanted to check to see if he offered at it. Umpire down at third said that Fleming did not. So Fleming trying to see if he can find a way on base here to turn things back over to the top of the order.
Fleming's an everyday guy for the Luckies. He's either going to be playing second base or short.
And that one just going to miss as Fleming was taking all the way.
But usually batting in the 9 hole. His batting average is only .216, so really more of a defensive player for the Luckies.
So the count on 2 balls, 2 strikes. Collins comes set, delivers, and that one's in there, called strike 3. A strikeout for Hugh Collins to start us off here in the top of the third. As we'll go back to the top of the order for Nigel Robinson.
Collins' third strikeout of the night. It's 32nd of the season. One of the higher marks in the Old North State League.
As Collins will complete the first trip through the lineup. As Robinson will step in. He takes ball 1. He's one of the strikeout victims for Hugh Collins. This one will miss over into the left-handed batter's box.
And it was that deadly breaking ball last time that got Robinson. And that's the thing about Collins. He's not particularly overpowering. Just a lot of good location, a lot of good breaking balls.
Goes with the fastball here, and that's going to be fouled off to get Collins into the count. It was 3 strikeouts first time through the lineup for Hugh Collins, as it was Robinson, O'Connell, and then Fleming. Pitch here going to miss up and away.
I've also noticed that Collins hides the ball really well for a lefty, a guy who in his motion kind of comes around with his shoulders at the very last second and shields the ball from the eye of the batter.
Here's the 3-1. That one is swung on. Could be tough play for Davey Morgan. He slides, gets to the throw, not in time. As Morgan awkwardly slid for it as that was up the middle. And he made it a close play at first, but they're going to call Robinson safe.
That was a fantastic effort by Davey, not only to get to that ball in the dirt, but to make a throw from the knees. And a very accurate throw.
Correct. So to make it that close. I mean, it's not like Robinson was for sure safe.
And Robinson's one of the speedier guys in this Luckies lineup. He's got, let me check here now. He's got 10 stolen bases on the season.
So that'll be the first hit of the game for the Luckies. Comes here with 1 out and the top of the third. The left-hander will have a good look at the runner at first. The pitcher, that one swung on. This one is going to be taken out for a single in the center. Moffitt is going to have to get it back in. So back-to-back singles here for the Luckies. So that'll bring up Ryan Rodriguez here for the Luckies, as he's got an opportunity to try to see if he can get the Luckies onto the board. He had a home run in that win for Reidsville way back at the beginning of June here at East Clayton Community Park, and no doubter to right field.
That's actually his only hit against the Clovers all season.
And what a hit it was. I mean, that was a shot going the opposite way.
I believe he's 1 for 11 against the Clovers this season with like a 3-run home run.
And
it was quite a swing.
Fall behind the count here. The left-hander, Hugh Collins, trying to work around the back-to-back singles. And that'll be fouled out of play, as that'll get out to the road. So 2 tonight have made their way out to Glen Laurel Road. As the count will even up here. Runners lead from first and second. The pitch. Hunt swung on, fouled right towards the dugout, third base side.
Rodriguez has the opportunity to make up for that dropped pop fly last inning that allowed a run. I believe that was Nathanson hitting that ball.
Yep.
So let's see if he can make up for it with the stick here.
Was that shallow pop fly that was right down the line. The 1-2 pitch on its way, and that one is swung on. That's going to be a seeing-eye single in the right field. Krut's going to quickly get it back in, but the bases will be loaded for the Luckies as they've got 3 straight singles. And the last 2 have been barreled up by the Luckies.
That was hit well enough to straight out to Krut there in right field where Robinson was not going to test Krut's arm at the plate.
So the base is loaded here for the catcher O'Connell. Struck out his first time up against the left-hander. And the fastball going to miss. Levesque will go through the signs here. Clover's going to play in at the corners. Here's the pitch. That one is swung on. Skied, shallow. Morgan calling for it. He's going to make the catch over the shoulder. And now a chance for a throw to third as the runner gets back. Also a nice defensive play over there by Cholowski to not let that one get away.
And you can see O'Connell was frustrated with himself there. He slammed the bat down in frustration. That's just not a pitch you should be swinging at 1-0.
And then also on the end of that, too, the Clover's lucky that, I mean, as good of a catch that was by Davey Morgan, probably really didn't need to throw it.
No, absolutely.
Throw it there, because if that ball gets away from Cholowski, then you've allowed Robinson to come home for an easy run. But that's not the case we have to worry about here, as that'll bring up Trivet. He swings the first pitch foul as that one out of play. So the first adversity that we've seen Hugh Collins face. As he's got runners at all 3 bases, Robinson, Parker, and Rodriguez. All 3 of them singles. And the 0-1 pitch. That one is swung on. This could be a hit. That's over the head of Krut. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. They're going to send the 3rd runner. Here's the throw. The plate, and he's out! Toss him out! What a relay play there by the Clovers. Krut to Morgan to Levesque. As 2 runs will come in, but wow.
Great cutoff play there by Zach Chavis to get the runner out at home. That's fundamental baseball.
So a nice job there. As 2 runs, again, do come in to score. There's 4 hits in the inning. But that will send us to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll step aside. You're watching the 2024 Old North State League Playoffs. Game number 1 between the Luckies and the Clovers. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Clayton Clovers a 6-2 lead over the Reidsville Luckies. As Davey Morgan going to lead off for the 3rd time tonight. As he will swing on the first pitch he sees, takes it down the left field line, but that'll be into the Reidsville bullpen for a loud strike number 1. Yeah, there's more back out there.
That's actually a really interesting fun fact. Davey Morgan has had 3 at-bats.
Has
We've had 3 innings,
yeah.
and he's led off every inning. How often does that happen?
Not often. I mean, that's good for a leadoff hitter. As they say, usually when you're the leadoff hitter, you're usually just the leadoff hitter 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
You usually don't lead off that many. It's the count of ball and a strike. Here to Davey Morgan. Moore's pitch. That one is swung on. Taken out to center. Robinson going back forward. That one's at the fence. It's off the bottom of the fence. Davey Morgan is hustling for second. He's going to get there a stand-up double and a second straight at bat.
And we talked about earlier how Davey is – that's someone who's going to get paid to play baseball one day.
Yeah.
Davey, he hardly touched that ball. He was reaching at that on the outside corner and just tapped it into right center, and it went over the head of the center fielder.
Just good jump off the bat, and that's anymore with analytics and how teams are looking at that. That's one thing they're going to look at is the exit velo and what you can do off of the bat. And Davey Morgan definitely has that. That's going to bring up Lane McLean. He's another guy that's got some good exit velo off the bat. He can barrel him up with the best of them. His first pitch, that'll be a fastball that tails up and in. And again, it's a little bit of that quick rushed motion for Moore. Kind of starts just a little bit quick, starting to move the shoulder with that fastball, and it tails up and in. Checks Davey Morgan at second. The 1-0, and this one just going to miss off the outer half.
And that was Davey's 14th double of the season, so he ties Mr. Garrett Moffitt for the team lead in doubles.
And I was going to say, that's Davey Morgan. Usually the doubles game is usually his game. He's got the powerful home runs. He can get you the single, but you really can just go to the doubles, especially this part. This one's going to be hit right at the second baseman. Play at second, and no call's been made, and Davey Morgan going to be back.
Great instinct there to get back immediately on that line drive. That's just playing a lot of baseball. You don't get that any other way by just playing lots of innings.
Yep. That good old freeze on the line drive and try to not get too far away from the bag.
And when you played 156 consecutive games for North Carolina Wesleyan, I mean, that's a lot of innings.
Yep. So that's going to bring up Chavis as he'll take the first pitch away. So it's runner still at second, 1 away. Clovers definitely will take just the 1 out there. Chavis has walked twice. He swings at that one, drives it out to right field. If it's fair, it's gone, and that one is out of here.
What a bat flip.
Zach Chavis, see you later. And that one was Clover crushed.
I think Zach Chavis likes these Reidsville Luckies pitchers. I think 3 of his home runs now this season has come against the Luckies, of his 5 this season now. And Zach Chavis has a grudge against them, it seems.
And there it is, a 2-run shot for Zach Chavis. He's going to get the home run belt. No doubter to right field.
That was well over the fence.
Yeah.
And the corners are actually the place where it's hardest to hit the home run here.
Correct.
They're very deep corners at 350.
Usually you look for the alleys, which sometimes you don't, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that was well over the deepest part of right field.
So that's going to bring up Brady Nathanson. And the count will be 1-0. So there, finally get to see a Clayton Clovers home run this year.
Hey, there's a first for
and
Doug
it comes
Page.
in the first game of the playoffs.
It's a good time to have it.
It is, great time. Was been waiting to say Clover crushed all year long and finally got a chance. Count 2-0 here. So we'll see what Nathanson can do. He is 1 for 2 in the game. He's got 2 RBIs, a run scored. With the bases empty, and he's going to let that fastball fall in for a strike, topper half of the zone. So the count will be 2-1. That was just below the letters on the jersey. Moore's offering. Going to miss low and away now. Good spot here for Nathanson. Ahead in the count, 3-1. Chance to get on base. O'Connell will go through the signs. The pitch. That one is swung on. Hit to third. That's going to be under the third baseman's glove. Brady Nathanson has his second hit. As he's going to reach first.
Not the conventional pitch you want to swing at 3-0, but it worked. It worked
out.
Did.
And we've seen the Clovers get that green light from manager Landry Moore this year, believing in his hitters.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yep.
It's hard to stop a moving train.
That is true. Definitely you're usually going to favor the train in that spot. So
And
that'll bring up Jackson Croup.
I'd call a 33-3 record a moving
Yeah.
train.
And another one where the ball just kind of pops out of the hands of O'Connell, and it'll be a stolen base for Nathanson. I believe that's the second of the night. He had one earlier in a spot where O'Connell kind of had problems getting a grip on it. So the count will be 1-0. Here to Crew. The pitch, that one ran inside. That had some funky movement too. You talked about in the last inning for more. Wow, that one started right and then went left.
Could we see a second straight hit by pitch for Jackson Croup here?
We'll see. I hope it's either a hit or a hit by pitch.
Yeah.
One of the two. Leading at second, Nathanson in the pitch. That one is swung on. It's a slow dribbler. Going to be a tough play. Throw by the third baseman just in time.
It's a really
that
good play.
was by a half a step maybe.
Sam Melton shows off the athleticism there. I know he's a pitcher for this Reidsville Luckies staff as well, so pitchers are athletes too. That he's covered a lot of ground there from third base.
Really thought the only chance there was going to be for the shortstop, but nice job by Melton. So runner at third and 2 away as Grande will step in. He's got an RBI on a bases loaded walk. So he'll take that one for a called strike. Cam Moore trying to work out of this inning. That one is swung on. That one's a laser down the line, but it's going to be foul. Tried to toy with that left field line as that was marked to go all the way to the fence.
Eventually, we're going to see a huge home run, mark my words, by Andrew Grande. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but you can just see the power in the swing.
As it's just right there, just waiting to be unleashed. As the count 0-2. The right-hander Moore will come set. Here's his offering, and that one's in the dirt. Nice pick by O'Connell. So the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Runner at third is Nathanson. Grandy the batter. The count, a ball and 2 strikes. Moore's offering is swung on and tipped into the glove of the catcher O'Connell, who holds on to it. And that'll do it for us here in the bottom of the third. A 2-run shot for the Clovers in the inning as it's off the bat of Zach Chavis, an absolute no-doubter to right field. As we'll send this one to a timeout. When we come back, we got the top of the fourth coming as he was going to be back out there for the Clovers. We'll see what he can do after giving up 2 runs in the third as you're watching the 2024 Old North State Playoffs here from Clayton, North Carolina. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here as Sam Melton's going to step in. Had a really nice play there defensively in the bottom of the third for the Luckies. And he's going to get us underway here in the top of the fourth. As he will take the first pitch off the outer half. He walked his first time up.
Great job by the Clovers last inning, getting the runs immediately back that Hugh gave up last inning on that big double from Jacob Trevette.
And the count will be 2-0 here to Melton. Melton, Kiesler, Price. And that one's going to be a called strike on the outer half.
Because that's the dangerous thing about this Reidsville squad is that no one else has put up the amount of runs that they have against the Clovers this season. They're really the most explosive offense Clayton's faced this year.
That's true. And maybe a good start to the inning here as the count is 3-1. As Hugh Collins trying to avoid the leadoff walk. Here's his offering. And that one is swung on and fouled out of play over top of the bullpen down into Clyde's watering hole. As the count will go full. Into the bottom third of the order for the Luckies. That one is going to be foul tipped. Caught a piece of the catcher Levesque. As that was one where Melton was caught in between of whether he really wanted to offer at it. So we'll have another payoff pitch. The left-hander sets and delivers. And that one is swung on, taken on the left field line, but foul. Not able to wait back on it was Melton. That's one kind of the flip side for the Clovers where we've seen them be able to wait back on that breaking ball. That one, Melton out in front of it.
Really been kind of the difference tonight.
Here's another payoff pitch, and that one swung on him as strike three. So another strikeout, fourth of the game for Hugh Collins.
Collins with his fourth K of the day for out number one. Brings to the plate the left fielder, number 26, Calvin Kiesler.
So Calvin Kiesler will step in. 0 for 1 in the game. Here with the bases empty and one away.
Kiesler's been that left fielder that has been keeping Clover runners at third base.
He's made him interesting. It's Landry Moore's wanted him to go. The runners have held. But so far, it's worked out. 8-2 in favor of the Clovers. As the count will start off here 1-0. That one is swung on. Lane McLean gloves it. Takes his time, the throw, and he's able to make the play.
Over to Chavis for out number two. 2 up, 2 down now for the second baseman, number 2, Cole Price.
So Price will step in. He's 0 for 1 in the game. Would love to see a 1-2-3 inning for Hugh Collins here in this top of the fourth.
Especially after giving up a couple runs, second time through the order. The Reidsville faithful might be thinking, okay, we figured this guy out, and then Hugh comes out here and shuts him down that quick. That'd be pretty demoralizing.
Pitch number 58 is going to be a ball for Hugh Collins. His offering here, and that one's going to miss.
You also start to wonder how far will Hugh go into this game because obviously the pitch count's still really good.
Yeah.
But with a 6-run lead, how much do you want to stress his arm and how much do you want to use your bullpen tonight?
As there's strike two, I would think I always look at the adage, you just want 5 innings. You would love to get 5 innings from your starter, but maybe even 6. Maybe that's where you can try to take him. This one swung on. He gloves it. Now there's a race to first, and he's going to toss up the last second. And, wow, what a play.
I think Hugh wanted to touch first base
think he did.
on his own.
Yeah. And at the last second, he tossed it off to Chavis, and the out was made. So it works out to be a 1-2-3 top of the fourth for Hugh Collins and the Clayton Clovers as they will take their 8-2 advantage to the bottom half of the frame. We'll step aside. A beautiful night for baseball here in Clayton, North Carolina, as you're watching the 2024 Old North State Playoffs here from Clayton, North Carolina. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here alongside Nate Johnson. As there right before he came back wishing Nana Clover a happy birthday yesterday.
Leading off, your center fielder, number 30.
As we get set to go here to the bottom of the fourth, Garrett Moffitt will step in. As it will be Moffitt, Chalowski, and then back to the top of the order for Davey Morgan, who will look to get his fourth at bat in 4 innings. He does not lead off here in the 4th
First
inning.
time all night.
Yeah, but he will get his 4th at bat. There's more still out there for the Luckies. His 2nd full inning of work.
Even though he's in the 7-hole, Garrett Moffitt is a fantastic candidate to lead off.
Yeah.
If Davey ever wasn't, because he's one of the leaders in the team in walks, stolen bases. You know, he's a great candidate to lead off, honestly.
As the count even up here at a ball and a strike. Moffitt, 1 for 1. He's got 3 RBIs. Swings and chops this one foul. Right down to Chris Power, who tried to use that helmet to corral the baseball, but it got by him and will roll down to the bullpen. As Moffitt going to fall behind the count here, ball and 2 strikes. Moore will come set, gets the signs from O'Connell. Now they go through the signs again. He shuck him off at the last second. Now he sets, delivers, and that one's going to miss outside. As the fastball tailed over into the right-handed batter's box.
It almost seems like he's releasing the ball like too early, just out of that arm slot.
Yeah, the pitch where he misses inside.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2, and that one's going to miss almost the same way, and it's now a full 3-2. I mean, that pitch starting down the middle of the plate with that break to a left-handed batter could be deadly.
Absolutely, yeah.
But when it's missing that far into the right-handed batter's box.
Has not been able to control it at all tonight.
The payoff pitch is swung on by Moffitt, taken out to left center, back for it at the fence. That one's going to be off the bottom of the fence. Moffitt's looking for 2, and he's going to have to pull in with a double to lead things off.
There's the new franchise record, 15 doubles in a season. Garrett Moffitt has been fantastic at being disciplined to stay the other way, to hit it to that left center corner.
And that's now the 3rd time tonight that the Clovers have let off an inning with a double. Davey Morgan's got 2 of them, and now Garrett Moffitt the other.
We'll see if Davey, next time he comes up, can match him with his 15th double.
You love the
season.
storylines of the battles, the home runs, the RBIs, the walks, the doubles.
These guys have all been so good.
Yeah.
They're like competing with each other. No one's really standing out. Obviously, Davey getting Player of the Year, but really no one's standing out. They're all doing so well.
As a strike will be called here to Cholowski.
Like, Cholowski is somehow seen as struggling right now. He's hitting .335. That's fantastic at every other level of baseball. And he's hitting in the 8-hole tonight.
Here's the pitch. That one is swung on. Getting under it was Cholowski. Calling for it is the center fielder. He'll make the catch, and there will be no advancement. So that'll be the first out. Is we'll go back to the top of the order.
He's your backstop. He's number 4. He is Alex.
Actually, check that we got Levesque before we go back to the top of the order. As Levesque, he's going to try to see if he can get his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 2. Tough at bat his first time up. But definitely was able to see some more pitches in that second at bat. Steps in some of the Clovers wearing those bright, shiny white helmets. Cholowski early had one of them. Now Levesque, Davey Morgan. And that one will miss for a ball.
Last time Levesque faced these Reidsville Luckies, he had a fantastic game, went 2 for 2, had 3 RBI, and included a home run. His only home run of the season.
As I believe that one was to right field. I was watching that game. Missed the monster wall that they have in right field there. As the pitch here going to be outside for a ball. As I was lucky enough, whoever streamed that game on Instagram live got to see some of that game. So the count 2-0 here to Alex Levesque. And takes a good eye there. Good pitch low in the zone. Could have been an easy one to want to swing at. Ahead 2-0. And he works now ahead 3-0. And you got to think the green light in play here for the Clovers. We'll see if more challenges in the zone. The pitch. And that one will miss inside. Not by much. But it's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Alex Levesque.
If I'm Coach Landry Moore, that's exactly what I want to see from Levesque, though. He's had 2 at-bats. He swung at 2 bad pitches tonight. There, he doesn't see a single good pitch, but he doesn't get aggressive. He sits back, says, "I'll just let it come to me."
Yeah, good zone
I just need
awareness.
to get on base.
Yeah. So that will bring up Davey Morgan, who will get his 4th at bat
And
in
only the
4
4th
innings.
inning,
Yeah. Officially 2 for 2. Is this one going to miss inside? He's got 3 runs scored 2 hits, a walk. The only thing he's not done yet is get an RBI. As he swings at that one, skies it out to center, lining it up to center fielder. And the catch will be made. They're going to tag. Here's the throw, and it's not going to be in time. Nice job there by Moffitt on a very accurate throw by Robinson.
It was a very good throw by Robinson. The Luckies have surprised me. They have some really good defensive outfielders, including Keesler, Robinson, and the absent Maddox King tonight, who is really – he has burned the Clovers before this season from the outfield.
So now we'll have to see if Lane McLean can come through here with a couple of runners in scoring position and 2 away. McLean is 1 for 3 on the night with a run scored.
They're checking the runner up at second base here. I think they're saying they think Moffitt left early, but nothing became of it.
Okay, so nothing on the appeal.
Great job by Levesque also to tag up from center there. You don't see a lot of people.
Now they're going to do the appeal. And they'll say that the runner was safe.
Oh, they're saying they didn't appeal properly on the first.
Gotcha, okay.
On the first appeal.
Yeah. Got to wait for that batter to officially step in, and then now we'll get our first pitch. That one is swung on by McLean, taken out to center, going back at the fence, and the catch will be made by Robinson. So Lane McLean gave it a ride, but not enough to get it out of the ballpark. Clovers are going to strand a couple on base. They take their 8-2 lead to the top of the 5th inning here at East Clayton Community Park as you're watching the 2024 Old North State League Playoffs Central Division action here from Clayton, North Carolina. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to go to the top half of the 5th inning. Hugh Collins comes back out for the Clovers. As he's going to face Gavin Fleming for Hugh Collins. 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. As he gave up both of those runs in the top half of the 3rd inning. They were quickly answered by a 2-run shot from Clayton in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
On only 61 pitches, as we continue to watch that.
Very efficient. As the breaking ball here, going to miss up and inside to the left-handed batter. So good lefty-lefty matchup. Fleming did strike out his first time up. That one is swung on. In the area, Davey Morgan, his throw crossed his body in time. It was a good start to the inning. 2 pitches, 1 out. Never want to doubt Davey Morgan, but it just always amazes me on how he's able to get to those baseballs up the middle and then make that accurate throw across the body.
Absolutely. Showing the great range over there at second base.
Yep.
And he's not the tallest guy. He doesn't have, the biggest stride, but it's just quickness. It's just cat-like reflexes.
So now we'll go back to the top of the order for the Luckies as the center fielder Robinson going to step in. He swings the first pitch. Moffitt coming in, and he can't come up with it.
Right off his glove.
So a tough one there for Moffitt that he definitely would love to have back.
and that's going to ruin his 1,000 fielding percentage on the year.
That's a tough one to come at first game of the playoffs, to have that perfect fielding percentage go by the wayside. Still, that'll put a runner on first, as that'll bring up the right fielder, Parker. He's 1 for 2 on the night. First pitch, fastball, going to miss here from Collins.
We just saw Nigel Robinson lead off, and I just kind of like to note something that the Luckies are not, they do not have Maddox King in the lineup, and Maddox King is the guy who is 5 for 11 this season against the Clovers.
His pitch here going to miss inside, so we'll have to see if.
Not sure if he's on the bench tonight or
Yeah.
not with the team. He's got 3 home runs
See if
against
the
the
Luckies
Clovers.
can make up for that, yeah.
And that's more home runs than the Clovers have seen against all other divisional opponents combined.
And the pitch here going to miss inside. So Collins a little bit rattled there after the error out in center, and the count now 3-0. Here to Parker. It's 3-0. That'll be in there for a called strike. Obviously no reason for Parker to be uber aggressive on that pitch. He wants to try to make sure he's in a good spot to swing it when he likes. Runner leads off first. The pitch. That one is swung at. Going to be a tough play at third. Here's the throw. What a play over Clayton Chalowski. So it will advance the runner, but the Clovers will definitely take the second out.
Yes. I think that was a symptom of Parker saw a fastball 3-1, and that's what he was looking for, that at-bat.
Yep, back-to-back.
And obviously the Luckies have struggled against Collins' breaking ball, and when you're looking fastball, that was really not a fastball to hit, but
Correct.
he was swinging at it anyway.
So that will bring up Ryan Rodriguez. As this one is skied in the air. Hugh's going to call for it, and he's going to make the catch.
Oh, yeah.
A little PFP there.
You love to see a pitcher take the fly ball.
And he aggressively called for it, too.
All coaches will tell you never let the pitcher catch the ball.
You're right.
But sometimes they say, I got it, I want it. Please let me have it.
Correct.
And that's what Hugh Collins did there.
So that'll do it for us here in the top half of the fifth. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. The air doesn't come back to hurt the Clovers. We'll step aside. You're watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs. And as we get set to go to the bottom half of the fifth inning, Moore is back out there for the Reidsville Luckies, as this will be his fourth inning of relief after he took over for Penny, who could not make it out of the second inning. He officially gave up 6 runs. And leading things off here, it will be the third baseman. Actually, it'll be the first baseman, as it's Zach Chavis, who had that monster 2-run home run back in the third inning. The 1-0 pitch to him is going to be fouled back. He wanted that one.
You've seen a little bit more emotion tonight from the Clovers. Chavis with his big home run swing had the big bat flip. Hugh Collins just threw the ball over his head after he caught that pop fly. I like the playoff energy that the Clovers are bringing tonight.
especially for a team I felt like for the majority of the season was very good about showing emotions for having the season they did, which you usually do not see in the collegiate summer ball.
It's very easy when you're 33-3 to
Correct.
just get complacent and, okay, we've done this before. We've beaten this team 4 times. But they're not doing that. They're a lot of high energy tonight.
That one is swung on. Another laser
Did he
to
do it
right.
again?
And that one is going to be caught on the run. What a play out there in right field.
Just
And
not enough
swinging in
air
was
on
Parker.
that. Not enough air underneath that one. He hit that
Yep.
one too much on the line.
So with one away, that's going to bring up Nathanson. Nathanson 2 for 3 in the game, 2 RBIs, a run scored. That one came inside. Not going to offer at that one. As O'Connell will go through the signs. That one is swung on, popped high in the infield. Calling for it's the second baseman. And the catch will be made by Price.
He's your right fielder. He's number 6.
2 big outs there from Carson Moore. Chavis and Nathanson, those are not easy guys to retire.
And I was going to say the bullpen was going, but maybe they might shut it down, or at least turn down the urgency, hoping that Moore can work a 1-2-3 frame. So Jackson Crute will step in. There's a take a fastball for a called strike. Crute 0 for 2 with a run scored. And that one will miss away over the left-handed batter's box. 2 away here. The bottom of the 5th inning. They set up away. That one is going to be followed back by Crute. As the count will go to 1-2.
I'd like to see Crute get a little bit energized here. He's been dealing with a little bit of a cold streak to end the regular season. He was a guy who was hitting 450 at one point and dropped off just a little bit to end the year.
Well, here's the 1-2 pitch to him, and he's going to foul that one out to the road. As it'll keep the at-bat alive.
The on-base percentage has definitely not dropped, though, with all the hit-by pitches he's collected over the past few games.
Moore will come set. Another 1-2 pitch. And that's a bouncer in the dirt. Just saw, and this is not collegiate summer ball related, but has to do with the Seattle Mariners. They just had an 8-run first inning with back-to-back home runs from Josh Rojas, Dylan Moore, and Victor Robles.
Wow.
And Seattle was a team that made a splurge today in the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Randy Arozarena from the Rays going over to Seattle.
Did they trade Ty France, too, earlier this week?
They might have.
I think they did.
They might have. I'm trying to think if I've
They've been making a bunch of moves.
Count 3-2 here to Jackson Crute. The pitch is again fouled out. So a battle here between pitcher and batter. Crute trying to keep the inning alive. Trying to get on base here in this bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 3-2 again, and that misses ball 4.
That's some resilience there by Jackson Crute. A little bit of a struggle recently at the plate. He's been getting hit by a lot of pitches. Does not get in his head. He's done a great job of just being resilient at the plate and getting on base no matter the circumstance.
That's what
Walk,
I'm going to
hit by
say.
pitch.
Sometimes a walk is all it takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys think, like, I got to get a hit. I got to get a home run. I got to get,
He's been
extra
very
bases.
calm.
Yeah.
He's not gotten desperate at the plate to collect that hit, even though he's been a week or two without one.
And Grandy way out in front of that one.
I'm actually going to take responsibility for Jackson Crute's hitless streak, though.
Okay.
I told him back on, I think it was like mid-July, I was like, Jackson, you're so close to hitting 500. I would love for you to get up to that 500 mark. And ever since then, he's just been going down ever so slightly.
Well, we'll see if this can be the start of going back up. Playoffs will be the perfect time for
Absolutely.
that to come back. The throw over to check on Crute as he's going to be back safely. Crute looking for his first stolen base of the night.
I don't think that'll happen. We've already seen Crute fall at second base.
This is true.
And then Landry Moore told him to go home at third, and Jack said, "Nuh-uh, I'm not. No way."
Yeah. So he does have a lead there, holding him on. And they'll throw over, get him. He's got 2 throwovers, so they've
He
got
does, yeah. They respect him. I mean, he plays outfield, so he is tonight at least. Really, by nature, a catcher, but has been showing off the athleticism by playing outfield for not only the Clovers, but this spring season with the Southeastern CC Rams.
Count remains 0 balls, 2 strikes. As the pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. So a strikeout for Moore gets Grande to strike out. Clovers will strand a runner on base. They don't score here in the 5th, but we go to the 6th. 8-2 is the score. We'll step aside. We'll come back. We'll give you an update on the playoffs and the brackets and how they'll work as we move into Game 2 of the series tomorrow. Clovers looking to try to get Game 1 here tonight as you're watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page, along with you, alongside Nate Johnson. As Brian O'Connell will step in to lead things off. As waiting on here from some of the kids from our on-field contest to make their way off the field in the dugout from that jersey race. Needed a little bit of extra help there. And now we're good to go.
It's hard to walk in 3X pants.
Yeah.
Especially when you're 10 years old.
Correct. As the first pitch here from Hugh Collins is going to miss up and away. So Collins does come back out for the 6th inning.
And I think that has a lot to do with the Clovers not putting up runs these past 2 innings, wanting to rely on your starter a little bit longer when the run production has gone down just a little bit.
And a beautiful breaking ball there. And I think, too, the pitch count. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I think the pitch count's in a manageable spot. And a big swing and a miss there by O'Connell. He wanted that one to hit off the roof of the bathrooms out there in left center.
But when there's really not a whole lot of breaks between playoff series,
Yep.
you do want to kind of manage your starters to not go too deep into the ball game so that they're fresh for the next series.
True. And how often do you think sometimes managers think about that? I mean, pitch count's one thing, but innings, that seems to be another thing now. It's not so much pitch count, but innings.
Yeah.
Pitch here is laced foul.
I think it has a lot to do. Really, managers are very simple-minded. I think that let's win today. It's really let's forget about tomorrow.
Correct.
We're
You
trying to
gotta
win
have
today
yeah.
because tomorrow's not guaranteed at this stage of baseball. And I think that we're really just going to see a reliance on Hugh Collins until we feel a little bit more comfortable, maybe 10-2, 12-2, more in that range.
Here's the payoff pitch, and that's going to miss outside. So O'Connell is going to work a walk. Yes, he will get on base. So that'll bring up Trivet. Trivet is 1 for 1. He had the 2 RBI hit back in the 3rd inning that put Reidsville on the board.
Easily could have been a 3 RBI hit if not for the great relay throw of Zach Chavis.
As pitch here, going to miss outside. As this is officially the only Old North State League playoff game taking place tonight. Did want to check on that with the weather around the area. That one swung at and missed. So Tarboro and New Bern, they both were canceled tonight, as was Brunswick and Sandhills and Hendersonville and Lexington. This one's high, a snap throw. Do they have O'Connell? They don't. As Lovek wanted to try to see if he could catch a free out. I believe the count will be 2-1.
And I just talked about, not a whole lot of break in between series. Maybe if these rainouts continue, the league might have to force us to get a little break in between series if we can finish before everybody else.
And that one's going to miss.
So the pitch count is up to 80 now for Hugh. That's kind of the range where you start looking, okay, how much more has he got in him?
True. Well, we'll see here. This is a good test. And the count here trying to avoid the walk. The pitch, that's in there for a called strike. Good pitch on the inner half of the plate. Hughes spotting the zone.
Hughes' season high in pitches is 82 back on June 1st. So this is the 82nd pitch upcoming. So you're going to see a season high for Hugh.
As that one was fouled back to our right. Runner at first. Nobody out here. In the top of the 6th. Collins sets, delivers, and that's going to miss ball 4.
Very aggressive spot there. Hugh was trying to go get the breaking ball to break all the way across the plate against the righty in Trivet, Trivet, and then break on that inside corner. Left it a little bit too far in.
So back-to-back walks to start the inning. That might be the end of the night, or at least there might be a spot here to allow the bullpen to get going, as I believe.
That's Lincoln Eiler in the bullpen for the Clovers.
Lincoln Eiler down there. So for the time being, it's just a spot to let him go. No signal yet has been made. Big, as you said, the pitch count above 80 now. Back-to-back walks. But Hugh also a pitcher I feel like has the wherewithal. This is a reset maybe.
Absolutely.
We do still have a 6-run lead, but let's make a good choice of
and
pitches
a very
here.
level-headed pitcher.
Yeah.
So definitely a guy you could leave in this spot. Let's just get a ground ball. Let's see what happens. Let's reset here. Just an out or two even to give Eiler some time to throw.
So that's the first mountain visit of the night for Landry Moore, who was again named the Old North State League Manager of the Year today, along with Davey Morgan being named the Player of the Year and the Clovers winning the Organization of the Year.
You've also reached a point in the Luckies batting order. You passed the first 5 in the order. That's really the most dangerous spot. So now facing Melton, Collins might have a little bit more confidence.
Collins' first pitch is going to miss. Melton tonight has been on both ends of the spectrum. He has walked and struck out. Corner infielders will play in here for the Clovers. Double play depth up the middle. The pitch is swung on, lasered right past the third base coach for the Luckies.
And we talked about how comfortable McLean and Morgan are up the middle with dealing with each other, those double plays. So definitely something to look out here for.
Again, back-to-back walks to start off the inning here for Hugh Collins. His pitch is going to miss up and away.
Didn't quite get enough spin on that breaking ball to drop into the zone for Melton. I like the idea, though. Go for that outside breaking ball.
As Melton going to get some signs here from the third base coach. Chavis now will come up to play in front of the runner at first. Chalowski even with the bag at third. The pitch showing bunt and putting one foul is going to be Melton. That was a little bit of a surprise.
Very aggressive there from Melton. I like the idea. And it caught the Clovers off guard enough with Chavis, and Chavis was not in position to make the play. So if Melton could have got that down, that could have been big for the Luckies.
So the count leaving up 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now it would be really bold if he bunted here.
This is true.
That would be really bold.
That would be. After 2 walks to start the inning, Hugh Collins trying to find the first out. Here's his pitch. And that one swung on and tipped into the glove of Lovek. And there's the first out.
Huge out there for Hugh Collins. Doesn't advance the runners.
Yep.
Kept them right where they are, and now you're going to face the 7-hole in Kiesler.
And Landry Moore started to make his way out, and he got a little bit of a thumbs up from Hugh there. So I think he's going to try to roll it one more batter here, because Landry was quickly up to the corner of the fence. This pitch here going to miss inside.
What I immediately get from that situation is last mound visit, Landry told Hugh, like, this is the last batter. Let's get this guy. Let's end on a positive note.
Yep.
Hugh's feeling it now. He just got a big strikeout
Yep.
with the fastball up in the zone. That really juices you up. So now Hugh's like, nah, Landry, you got to stay in that dugout. I need one more.
So Kiesler's the batter. He's 0 for 2. Heading the count here. Pitch. That's a good one. In there for a strike. So that'll even the count up. Hugh's got 5 strikeouts tonight. He's issued 3 walks. All 3 of those coming to the middle of the order for the Luckies. The 4, 5, and 6 batters. But he's also got 3 of his 5 strikeouts to those 3 through 5 batters. As that one is swung on, hit out to deep right. Kroot going back for it. And that one's going to be off of the fence. They're going to send a runner around. 1 run is in. Here comes the throw. And it's going to be an RBI double for Kiesler, as that'll make it 8-3.
Now you see why Landry Moore is the manager of the year.
Correct.
He had the instinct. I was going to take Hugh out. That was
Yep.
going to be the last batter. He was going to end on the strikeout. Hugh said, no, give me one more, and then it's an RBI double.
Yep. So we will get the call to the bullpen. We know what it is, but we'll step aside anyways. As we'll get the details on the first call of the night to the bullpen for Clayton as they lead 8-3. As you're watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs here from East Clayton Community Park.
Coming up, go ahead and get your 50-50 raffle tickets.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here as a call to the bullpen. Lincoln Eiler is going to be the new pitcher in, and I think Nate's got some numbers and stats for Lincoln this year.
Absolutely. Comes in with a 2-0 record, also has a save, so one of the more reliable guys for the Clovers out of the pen. He's got how many appearances now? I don't have the appearances right now. He's got 14 innings pitched. However, one of his he's had a couple of tough outings here during the summer, and one of them has been to these Luckies back on June 13th. He only went 2 outs and gave up 3 earned runs in that outing.
So this could be a little bit of a mental chance for Lincoln to try to pick up some positive momentum here, as Hugh Collins is on the hook for potentially 2 more runs with runners on second and third after the double. There is 1 out in the inning. Clovers have the 8-3 lead.
And Eiler's a very different pitcher from Hugh Collins. Obviously right-handed instead of left, but a guy who's going to be very overpowering with the fastball. He's going to top out at about 92 miles an hour, and then he's got great run on the slider.
So Price will step in. And this one's going to miss off the inner half of the plate. So again, as Nate mentioned, the switch up from the left-hander to the right-hander.
Virtually opposite pitchers from Hugh Collins, just totally different.
Two ends of the spectrum.
So you really get a good mix if you're Landry Moore of facing off against the Luckies.
This one swung outside chopper. Could be a tough play. As they're playing at first, there is. What a nice play there again by Chalowski.
Good play. We saw Sam Melton have a similar play earlier in the game, so now you see both third basemen showing off the athleticism.
So we trade a run, 4 and out there. 8-4 is the score now, but there are 2 away on a pitch that Price had to go all the way down in the dirt to get. So that'll bring up Fleming. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Now we'll get a righty-lefty matchup. Eiler will come set. Delivers. And too much on that one.
Fleming's a switch hitter. He faced his first 2 times from the right side against Collins, so now he's going to get his first swings from the left.
So we'll see here what Fleming can do out of the left-handed batter's box. Get a runner at third, 2 away. 2 runs are in for Reidsville. Pitch here going to miss low and away. So the count 2-0.
Eiler's been very exciting to watch all season with the high velocity and the really good slider, but his one downfall this season, he's been a little bit wild. The walk number's a little bit high, so is the hit by pitches. He's got 5 hit by pitches, so we can see him control the strike zone. We're going to see a great outing from him.
There's a strike there, and I will say is with Lincoln being a 3-year Clover and having watched the best years, I will say that was the one thing that stood out is the hit by pitches. That was something I feel like was very low for him and really wasn't part of his game the first 2 summers here. But, yeah, the hit by pitches has definitely stood out.
And that might just, come with the adjustment that the rise in velocity.
And a really good response here after falling behind 2-0. Eiler comes back with 2 really good pitches to even the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. A runner at third. Eiler will come set, the right-hander. Here's his offering, and that one is low. Good job by Levesque to keep it in front of him, and a good job by the batter, Fleming, not to offer at it. And the count now full 3-2. Levesque will go through the signs here. Runner takes his lead at third. Eiler's pitch is in there, called strike 3. Lincoln Eiler freezes the batter Fleming, and that's going to end the inning as it'll strand a runner on third. So 2 runs come in. We'll see maybe if the Clovers can get 2 in the bottom half of the inning. They lead 8-4. As you're watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs here from Clayton, North Carolina.
New third baseman,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here as we get set to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. A defensive change for the Reidsville Luckies. A new third baseman is into the game. Is number 17, Cole McLean, a senior out of Averett University. will step in to take over there at the hot corner. As Moffitt will lead things off against Moore. Moore back out for his 5th inning of relief. He's went 4 innings so far, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. As a swing and a tip foul here by Moffitt.
Melton was the third baseman. I don't think he's exited the ball game. I think he's playing shortstop, and I think the shortstop moved over to second, and I think they've removed the second baseman Cole Price from the game.
Okay.
That's what I think happened. I'm looking for them to turn around so I can confirm numbers.
As pitcher will be taken low and inside. So the count 2 balls and a strike. Here to Garrett Moffitt. And a big swing and a miss there by Moffitt.
Moffitt was trying. He went with a home run swing there.
Yep, he was going all in, committed. Full effort.
I'm tired of doubles.
Yep.
Let's get this one over the fence.
Moffitt 2 for 2 on the night with 3 RBIs. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's in there called strike 3 as Moffitt is going to be down on strikes.
Good pitch from Moore, honestly. He's gone through over 4 innings of work now. It's impressive that he's still got the juice there coming out the bullpen.
So that's his 3rd strikeout of the night. So that'll bring up Caden Cholowski, 1 for 2 with a walk.
I did confirm Sam Melton is at shortstop now, and Gavin Fleming's at second base.
So 3 defensive changes.
Cole Price will exit the ball game.
As Cole Price was the second baseman. So he is out. And again, a new third baseman in Cole McLean. Here's the 1-0. That one is swung on. Hit out to left field, going back for it at the fence. And that one is going to be out of here. Clover crushed for Caden Cholowski.
The first home run of the year for Cholowski. He's a guy kind of like Jackson Crute. He's been all singles this season. Well, how about that? Caden Cholowski explodes onto that one, makes it a 9-4 ball game.
A Caden Cholowski crush to left field. And another home run belt will be given out here as that's going to make it 9-4. And the Clovers flexing the muscle a little bit here tonight. And that'll bring up Alex Levesque.
You knew it was coming at some point. Cholowski's 6'5", 215, a big kid. He's got home run power. Honestly surprised we hadn't seen one to this point this season.
So it comes here in the first game of the playoffs, his first of the year. And now a strike called here on the outer half of the plate to Levesque. Worked that really good 5-pitch walk his last time up. He's 0 for 2 officially on the night. And he takes a big cut there at the breaking ball.
I talked about that last plate appearance kind of being a mental reset for Levesque, so we'll see if that pays off here.
As he's got the bases empty, 1 away. And he goes at 1 up and in. And he fouls it over top of the bullpen for the Luckies down the left field line. As the count will hold here at 0-2. 9 runs on 10 hits in this game for the Clovers. The 0-2 again, that'll miss outside. As the count will go to 1-2. Looking to turn things back to the top of the order for the Clovers. Davey Morgan in the on-deck circle. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off of the catcher, O'Connell. Came right up and caught him in the face mask. Might kick some dirt up as well. So Levesque, the catcher, will step back in after his counterpart, O'Connell. Took a piece of that one. Count holds the ball in 2 strikes. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch, and that one swung on, chopped to third. Chance for the new third baseman, McLean. The throw, is it in time? It is.
Good play.
As McLean gets his first chance defensively for the second out.
And really the most impressive part was the scoop by Ryan Rodriguez at first base. Very good scoop.
So we go back to the top of the order. Davey Morgan will step in. 2 outs. Base is empty. He's 2 for 3 out of the night. A walk, 3 runs scored. Moore's offering. That one is swung on. He jumped all over that one. That's going to drop in for a 2-out single. So the 11th hit of the ball game for the Clovers.
Davey's been clubbing it tonight. That's his 52nd hit of the season.
He's your shortstop, number 20, Lane.
Really coming up on that franchise record of 56 in a season. So getting ever so closer as Davey.
And the 56, remind me, who was that again?
That is Mike Snyder.
Mike Snyder, so from last year. Snyder had a very good 2023 campaign. Here's one driven out to left field. That one is back at the fence. That one is out of here.
McLean.
Clover crushed for Lane McLean.
He clobbered that baseball.
So Lane McLean, the shortstop out of Mount Olive, will get to touch home as he's going to get the home run belt.
Third of the night for the Clovers, second on the season for McLean. That was middle, and McLean knew what to do with it.
So that'll be the third home run of the night. Second of the inning for the Clovers, as that'll make it 11-4. An absolute no-doubter.
Yeah, the entire dugout knew it as soon as it left the bat. Everybody stood up. You heard the oohs and the ahs from the crowd.
So that'll bring up Zach Chavis, who has one of those aforementioned home runs. He takes a strike here. Chavis is 1 for 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks.
Surprising all the way take there from Chavis. First pitch after a home run. You know, sometimes you see guys want to go back-to-back. He was taking all the way there. Bat was on his shoulder.
So he takes the fastball and then swings at the breaking pitch, quickly behind 0-2. So Chalowski, McLean, and Chavis have all left the yard tonight. The 0-2 pitch is swung on, taken the opposite way, foul territory, and the catch is going to be made. And that'll end the inning. A nice job tracking that one in foul territory. Almost overran it, was Kiesler, but he holds on to it. So we will go to the top of the 7th here at East Clayton Community Park. It's an 11-4 lead for the Clovers. We'll step aside here watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs here from Clayton, North Carolina. So to the top half of the 7th inning we go, as Nigel Robinson will step in to lead things off, and it will be Lincoln Eiler back out there for his his first full inning of work, his second inning that we've seen him out there. Came on to get the Clovers out of that 6th inning. And this one is going to be off of Robinson.
There's the 6th hit by pitch of the season for Eiler. And like like I mentioned, he's got kind of the sidearm delivery, and sometimes with all that motion on his fastball, it just kind of runs in on right-handers.
So that will put a leadoff runner on. As Robinson's going to try to stretch that one out. Looks like it caught him right on the lower half of the back. So he's going to take some time here. As Robinson, before that, was 1 for 3 with a hit and a run scored. He had also struck out, so now he gets on with a hit by pitch. And he's going to run over now to third base target. He's going to come out of this game. And we're going to get a pinch runner.
It's a pinch runner, right? That can't be a courtesy runner, I don't think.
I wouldn't think so. I've not seen that done this year during the regular season.
And that's Brody Ray. Brody Ray is another outfielder for the Luckies. He's very quick on the base pass, got a lot of stolen bases, and he plays a lot for the Luckies.
So he will come in to run here after the hit by pitch. As Ray wears jersey number 5. So now it'll be Parker, the right fielder. 1 for 3 on the night with a run scored. Eiler will now work with a runner on here. And a pitch here, going to miss inside. Eiler might have been off on location there. It looked like Levesque was looking outer half and then had to bring the glove back in. Ray, a small lead over at first, the pitch. And that one will miss for ball 2. Eiler just wanted to check there with Levesque to ask the home plate umpire where he had that one in his zone. Try to get an idea. Here's the 2-0. That one is swung on, and they're going to call it foul. As the home plate umpire said it was foul in the box. So the count will be 2-1.
Levesque really wanted that one.
He did. He sprung right out of his catcher's stance, made an accurate throw. Sometimes you usually see on that type of play the catchers get a little bit of a slow start to it.
But a very, very athletic play by Levesque there behind the plate.
But it will go all for naught as the count will be 2 balls and a strike. Either a couple checks to the runner at first. His offering, and this one's going to run inside. So the count 3-1.
Saw that really elite movement there from Eiler into the right-handed batter again on the fastball. If he can control it, it's so hard to hit. But you've seen already once here tonight he's lost control of it.
And this one is in there as the bat was tossed, but that'll be strike 2.
It's never a good look. Don't throw the bat in front of the umpire. You don't want to make an enemy out of that guy.
And now he looks right at him and says, my bad.
Yeah.
So the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if they put the runner Ray in motion at first. There's the payoff pitch, and that is going to be in there, strike 3. And the throw down to second in time.
Strike him out,
Strike him out, throw him out.
And that was a tough pitch for Levesque to throw Ray out. It was a low pitch, and that's really a great athletic play by Levesque to get the ball out of his mitt and to Lane McLean at second base.
So the strike him out, throw him out, as that'll bring up Ryan Rodriguez. As Eiler will come set. Now the base is empty. And the pitch here going to miss off the outer half. So the count will be 1-0.
That is Levesque's 4th caught stealing of the season. Runners are now only 5 for 9 against him.
There's the 1-0 on its way. That one is swung at and missed, and Rodriguez wanted to put that one over the fence. And I believe that's the first attempted stolen base tonight for the Luckies.
It is, yes.
So a good first try there for Levesque. Count even at a ball and a strike. This one is going to be a called strike on the inner half.
The Clovers have 4 great catchers that they've used this season, but really Levesque, I think, has been the best at throwing out runners.
And that's really a good problem to have because that's sometimes in a college summer ball where really you're kind of at a short spot at. There's the 1-2 pitch. Is swung on. Hit to Davey Morgan at second. Gloves it. The throw in time. As we go to the 7th inning stretch, and going off that point I was trying to make, is we talk about catching, having 4 good catchers. Sometimes you just want to have 1 good catcher.
Oh, absolutely.
And then to have 4, but that's something in college summer ball that you see sometimes, pitching and catching, because those are really 2 text positions that you see throughout a college season. And we're talking about 40, 50, 60 games sometimes. And then to come in to a summer season, those are 2 tough spots, but the Clovers have been able to find a nice mix this year.
Landry Moore's not even used his 5th catcher on the roster. He has a 5th. Thomas Watson's listed as a catcher on the roster. He's not caught a single inning. He's purely played outfield, and that's just to show the depth of this Clover catching.
So with that, we'll go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 11 for Clayton. We got the bottom of the 7th coming up. We'll step aside as you're watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs here from East Clayton Community Park. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you, alongside Nate Johnson, as we get set to go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. A new pitcher is into the game for the Reidsville Luckies, as it's going to be number 37, Nolan Falkenberry. 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, a senior at Greensboro College. 3rd pitcher of the night for the Luckies. And
Carson Moore went pretty deep out of the pen in this one, relieving the starter. Falkenberry's gone 20 2/3 innings this season, so one of the higher marks on the Lucky staff. He does have a 6.1 ERA, though, so not one of the better ERAs on the squad. Giving up 28 hits, 16 runs, and 14 earned. Really what you want to look at is compare the walks to strikeout number, though, is he's got 20 walks to only 13 strikeouts.
So for the Clovers, we'll see what they can do here in the bottom of the 7th as they lead 11-4. Taking a look here at the line score tonight for Reidsville. 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors. And for Clayton, they've got 11 runs on 12 hits and 1 error here tonight. So Brady Nathanson will step in to lead things off. So Brady Nathanson, who will be fouled by Jackson Croup. Again, 3rd pitcher of the night, 2nd call to the bullpen for the Luckies. As it'll be Falkenberry. Waiting just a second here for Falkenberry to go. Had to relace up the right cleat. As he'll get set to deliver his first pitch. That one is swung on, and it'll be fouled on the 3rd base line. As Nathanson not waiting to take a pitch, he was offering right away. So final line for Moore. He goes 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and really was doing an admirable job until that 3-run bottom of the 6th.
Because when you know you're facing the Clayton Clovers, you know it's going to be a high-scoring game. So really, it really was an admirable job by Moore.
Even with giving up the 5 runs.
Oh, yeah, to go those 5 innings, that's
Yep.
a lot of outs to get in a 9-inning baseball game, especially when your starter goes 1 inning.
As the count is 0-2, and your starter faces not all 9 batters in the 1st inning. And then gets the nod from his manager to come back out for the 2nd inning.
His offense did put up 4 runs of their own, so if he started a clean 0-0 ball game, they'd only be down a run right now.
So the count of ball and 2 strikes here to Nathanson. 2 for 4 tonight, 2 RBIs, a run scored. The 1-2 from Falkenberry is swung on and missed strike 3.
I think that's a little bit of a symptom of Nathanson trying too hard to pull that pitch. That was an outside fastball that he was trying to take over the left field fence, and he paid for it.
So that'll bring up Jackson Crew, who is 0 for 2. A run scored, a walk. He's been hit by a pitch.
a very Jackson Crute night for you.
And this one is in the dirt, so the count will be 1-0. And actually, I was looking at the schedule tonight for across the Old North State League. There is actually one other game taking place tonight, but it's between two of the expansion teams, as the Danville Dairy Daddies are taking on the Burlington Sock Pups.
Pride of the Old North State League.
So that is
even though they're in Virginia.
Correct. So that's a game that's taking place at Burlington Athletic Stadium, home to the Appalachian League team. As the Sock Pups becoming the second team to call Burlington Athletic Stadium home.
So do those teams, I'm not even clear on this, do those teams participate in the playoffs?
So they are not part of the playoffs. When I understood, that's why they're expansion teams. They only played really themselves this year in terms of league play. But they are looking for next year to be immersed into the Old North State League.
So does that mean that we're going to add even more teams to fill another division?
I think so. I think there could be potential expansion on the horizon. As the league really did a nice job this year to add teams. As Edenton came in, Tarboro came in, Wake Forest came in.
Very well established programs already.
Correct.
And you got to add them, not just fresh teams that don't, aren't recognized. Those guys, very good name recognition.
So it's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Jackson Crew, as he will take first.
I'm telling you, Jackson Crute's not seen a strike anywhere near the middle of the plate in weeks.
And that can be a good thing and that can be a bad thing. I mean, obviously it's good because you're getting on base, but as you said, when you're kind of going into a slump, you almost want to see.
Yeah, you want to see those pitches.
You want to see those good pitches. So Grandy will step in. 0 for 2 on the night with an RBI, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. As he's going to watch this one miss inside. Might have been just below the knees as well.
I've had a recent idea for the Old North State League.
Okay.
I've heard the Carolina Mudcats are moving out of Five County Stadium.
Oh, this is true.
You've got to put somebody in that stadium.
This is true.
You've got to. Even if you don't buy it, you got to lease it or something.
There's Wilson, North Carolina is going to be getting a second baseball team, a professional team to go along with the Wilson Tobbs of the Coastal Plain League.
I'd love to see a Zebulon team in the Old North State League.
As the pitch here is swung on, taken out to right. Right fielder going back forward. He'll make the catch in the warning track. As Grande gave it a ride, but not enough. And that'll be the second out of the inning. The big thing would be to come up with a name for that team in Zebulon, because you've got to have a good.
I've got an idea.
Do we want to reveal what the idea is?
I mean, you hear Zebulon, I hear ZEB, I think zebra.
Oh.
I mean, Zebulon Zebras, I think, has a nice ring to it. You could have the Dairy Daddies have this amazing cow print jersey.
Yep.
You could have an amazing zebra print jersey to go along with that.
Could. That would be a matchup. The Zebras and the Dairy Daddies, and this one is swung on, hit by Moffitt into right field. Light tower power as Moffitt takes it over the wall in right field. Joined the home run party, Moffitt. That's the 4th home run of the night for the Clovers. And that's going to make it 13-4.
What a showing by the Clovers.
I'm glad that they're getting these home runs. This is what I wanted.
They weren't satisfied with that 33-3 regular season record. You know, team of the year, coach of the year, player of the year. They weren't satisfied with that. We're going to come out here and hit, 5 home runs now in the game 1 of the playoffs. We're just going to show everybody, we're the best team in this league, and we know it.
So 13-4 is the score. As that'll bring up Chalowski. He's got 1 on the night. Falkenberry. Well, it comes set to deliver. That one is swung on and fouled back. As that one will make it out to the road.
I think Chalowski wanted to go back-to-back there with Moffitt. That one's just a little bit too low to really drive.
Had the good swing, though. Really planted that front foot. There's the count 0-1. And now it will even up.
Good take on that outside changeup there from Falkenberry. That's a pitch that we'll get a batter who's looking to be aggressive here, obviously. His team's kind of juiced up, hitting all these home runs.
Yeah.
Get him to swing at a pitch that's not worthy of being swung at.
Be a little too aggressive. Here's the 1-1. And that one did not do what Falconberry wanted it to do, as that'll miss up and in. 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Clovers have added on 13-4. And that one swung on, hit to short. The throw is going to be in time to get Chalowski down the line, as that'll send us to the top of the 8th, as another home run from the Clovers here in the bottom of the 7th. As we go to the 8th, we'll step aside. You're watching Clayton Clovers baseball and the Old North State League playoffs here from East Clayton Community Park. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you. Nate Johnson alongside of me as Landry Moore has made another call to the bullpen. This time it's going to be Richie Poltridge, 6'2", 215 pounds for the junior out of Siena. Some numbers for Richie on the year.
It'll be Richie's 12th outing of the season. He's thrown 14 2/3 innings. Got a 1-0 record. Only given up 8 runs on the season. And the really impressive thing to me this summer for Richie, he's got 11 walks, but it's the 16 strikeouts. He's a guy at Siena who's really a contact pitcher. I think he only had 2 or 3 strikeouts this past spring in his outings with Siena. He's got 16 this summer and only 14 innings of work.
And we've seen him get plenty of opportunities at the plate this year, as well as a two-way player for the Clovers. So the left-hander going to work now, as the first pitch is in there for a strike. As it's O'Connell. O'Connell, the catcher for the Luckies. As that one is swung on, and Miss Poltridge changing speeds.
I just noticed Richie, who is from Montgomery, New York, came out to New York by Frank Sinatra.
He did. So that was a very nice
changed
touch.
Up the walk-up song.
Yep. Yeah, it says 0-2 pitch. As he almost dropped that in there. I think the umpire had a little bit of second thoughts maybe about that one. But the count will be 1-2.
I also really like Richie today has really embraced the town of Clayton culture. He showed up today with a Clayton, North Carolina T-shirt on.
I love that. That's
like one of those gas station T-shirts that aren't very nice, but like it says Clayton on it.
Go down to the local market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So the count even out 2 balls, 2 strikes after Poltridge was ahead 0-2. Here's the offering, and that one is swung on, and talk about getting jammed on the hands. So O'Connell might want to check the bat after that one.
Richie's also sporting a mustache for the first time this season. A bunch of the guys have decided for the playoffs they're going to grow a mustache.
Playoff stash, okay.
And Richie's one of them.
Another 2-2 pitch from Poltridge. And that one is swung on and going to be caught in foul territory. No problem there for Chavis. So that's going to bring up Trivet.
Trivet's been the hardest out tonight for the Luckies. He's 1 for 1, but he's been hit by a pitch and walk, so he's reached base every time tonight.
So we'll see if Richie Poltridge It was maybe the kryptonite here tonight for Trivet. And the first pitch will miss low in the dirt.
Oh, we have a pinch hitter.
We do.
It's Zach Semino.
Semino, okay. He fooled us all. So, Semino.
It's a very interesting move to take out the guy who's been on base every time tonight when you're trailing by 9 runs.
It is. Some would say that's a bold call, Cotton.
Yeah, that's exactly right, especially when Semino is on the season, if I can find his name, is batting .246.
So a chance for him here to provide the Luckies with a spark. Poltridge will come set, delivers. That's a good fastball there. Late swing by Semino.
And we talked
25
about,
games for him during the year.
That's true. Zachary Semino has been one of the more consistent players in this Reidsville lineup. I think he's played most of the games in the 6 matchup they've had so far this year. Usually an outfielder.
So the count now will be 3-1.
And talking about the playoff mustaches, I think you can credit Levesque with that. Levesque's had a mustache all year. I think
yeah.
Really the only guy, but I'm trying to think. Really, that he's got to be behind it. You know,
You'd think this one's going to be fouled off. What I'm trying to think of is, obviously, if you're getting on the mustache train late, who's going to have the toughest time here through these playoffs, how quick they are, to get that mustache?
That's true. It's true. Definitely some guys on the team would definitely struggle with that. Trying to think of guys who've had one all year. The Taman brothers have had beards all year, so they could easily go to the mustache.
True.
Jaron Woodcock's had a mustache all year.
Here's the pitch. It's swung on, hit to third. Bobbled a little bit. Still a chance, though. A high throw. That's going to get airmailed. And taking first will be Zach Semino. So it'll be a runner at first with 1 out.
The shortstop now, number 14, Sam Melton.
So Melton will step in. Yes, he will bat here with a runner at first, 1 away. After Chalowski took that hot shot at third. Kind of bobbled a little bit between the legs, and then trying to make up for that.
Mm-hmm. We've seen Chalowski's really stellar arm.
And the home plate umpire having to write some stuff in the book here.
Some sort of delay.
Some delay. So there's not a pinch hitter.
Not a pinch hitter. It's still
not
Sam
a pinch
Melton.
runner.
No.
So
There's been no changes. I'm not sure what he's writing down, but
well, it looks like we're ready to go. As we play here in the top of the 8th inning. Poltridge delivers. That one is swung on. That's going to be past the diving McLean, as it'll be a single there for Melton.
Now at first and second with 1 out.
Put a pair of runners on base.
Comes to the plate now, the left fielder, number 26, Calvin Kiesler.
So the Luckies with their 6th hit of the game and the 2nd defensive error for the Clovers in this inning gives them runners at first and second.
now here's Kiesler, who had that big double over the head of Jackson Crute his last time up.
He's 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI.
And he's got runners on again here.
Poltridge, as he drops that one in for a strike. I believe it was 2 outings ago. Poltridge did give up 3 runs. That was earlier this month. But then did respond with a nice relief outing after that, his most recent time out.
That was against the Luckies, yeah.
Okay. That was on the road, I believe. There's a strike called here.
And Richie's really been a 1 inning at a time guy all season. He's really not gone more than 3 or 4 outs at a time, but his 1 win on the season, he's 1-0, did come in a 6-out effort against the Jacksonville Ospreys back on June 26th.
That game on the road. As the count 0-2. As that one will miss outside.
I think that game's best remembered for their announcer saying how good we are.
Yes, he said a lot of things in that game. A lot of things in between innings.
Now we know why they're 20-2 or something like that.
Yeah. And this one swung on. Davey Morgan trying to track it down. He bobbled it a little bit. He's going to have no play.
I'm going to rule that an infield hit.
Yeah, he had to go away from where he was set as he was playing up the middle.
We know Davey's talent and skill level, so we know that
he would want to make that play.
Realistically, could make that play.
Yeah.
But really, the rule is in Major League Baseball, could the average second baseman make that play?
Correct.
And I'm going to say no.
So that will be a hit for Kiesler. And this one's going to be fouled back.
Now the first at-bat of the day for Cole McLean.
Yep, who came in defensively at third after the infield changes there between second, short, and third.
Who comes in with no batting gloves and kind of the long hair, kind of the retro look here.
So the count will be 0-1.
Big spot here, though. Bases loaded, one
Yep.
out. I mean, if Paltridge shuts the door here on the Luckies, I mean, this is definitely, the knife through the chest, so to speak.
And that one swung on. McLean flips it to second, turn to first, in time. 6-4-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered. And that is going to get the Clovers out of the top of the eighth inning. Their first double play of the night, of the second of the night, first conventional double play after the strike him out, throw him out. But that's what the Clovers needed. And we'll go to the bottom of the eighth. 13-4 is the score. Clovers on top. As you're watching the 2024 Old North State League playoffs here from East Clayton Community Park. To the bottom eighth we go, and to the bottom of the order we go for the Clayton Clovers as Alex Levesque will step back in after Richie Paltridge got out of a bases-loaded jam with a 6-4-3 double play. So that would be the 15th
of the
double
season.
play this season, turned by the middle infielders.
McLean has 17 himself, but two of them have been with a different first baseman and second baseman combo.
And that's also, too, a big thing to note is that combination that really doesn't change.
Oh, yeah.
That's also big that you don't have a lot of them. That was early on in the season. As the pitch here going to miss, the count will go to 2-0 against the Clovers catcher Alex Levesque. Trying to join the hit parade here tonight. Clovers have 13 hits. He's searching for his first. One of just three guys in the lineup tonight for Clayton that does not have a hit, along with Jackson Crute and Grandy. And this one is going to be in there for a strike.
A hit here for Levesque could really not only salvage the night of the plate, but turn this into a really respectable outing for Levesque because he's been so good behind the plate.
There's the offering, and that one fouled back.
That would have hit me square in the jaw if there was no fence in front of me.
And also it knocks the camera a little bit, but we still got everything. Actually, I think it helped it out a little bit.
Oh, really?
From our foul ball earlier. So,
okay.
Thanks, Alec, for that one. Here's the 2-2, and that one's going to be slow. That's a good take right there. That could have been an easy one to want to swing right over top
the
of.
breaking ball.
Yep. So the count is full. Payoff pitch from the right-hander, and that one's going to sail up and in. So it'll be second walk of the night for Levesque.
Sometimes when, you're not feeling it at the plate, you just get to see some pitches. And that's what Levesque's done tonight, and he's done a good job. He's reached out twice.
So that'll bring up Davey Morgan, who I guess you could say is having a quiet night, even though 3 for 4 with 4 runs scored really isn't a quiet night, but he does not have any RBIs. He has walked once.
That's because he's led off every inning.
Correct.
Just about.
As that one is swung on and fouled back and out of play. That one did not make it to the road. That was a little short. So the count 0-1 with Levesque leading off first. Falkenberry delivers. That one is swung on. That's going to be a single. Past the diving third baseman, and Davey Morgan has his 4th hit of the night.
And really, Morgan has like an effortless 4-for-5 night. I mean, he's got 2 singles and 2 doubles.
Yep.
Both doubles he's really just stuck the bat out there at, and the 2 singles have looked really easy. I mean, Davey makes baseball look easy at this level, and he's shown it here tonight.
So that'll bring up Lane McClain, who is 2 for 5, a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. A single and a home run for him. There's the pitch here. We'll miss for a ball. So Clovers with a pair of runners on base. Clovers with 14 hits on the night, 13 runs, 13 RBIs, 9 walks to 4 strikeouts as a team. That's usually a good ratio you like to see. The 1-0. That one swung on, skied in the air. That will get behind us. And the count will leave it up.
McLean didn't miss that one by much. That was a pretty good fastball in there by Falkenberry, and McLean just missed it and popped it up behind us.
So Falkenberry is out for his 2nd inning of work. Yeah, his breaking ball here going to miss, slow and away. Count will go to 2-1. Again, Falkenberry, the 3rd pitcher of the night. Both teams have used 3 pitchers. Hugh Collins did get that enough the threshold to go 5 1/3.
They've used 3 pitchers very differently.
Yes,
what they've done.
there has been different approaches. 5 1/3, an inning and 2/3, and an inning, compared to 1 inning plus 5 innings in 1 inning. As the count has run to 3 balls and a strike here to McLean after that last one came up and in. Falkenberry delivers. That one swung on. This one's taken out to center, and that one is going to be caught.
Good dodging
nice sliding play up
by Ray out in the center in his 1st inning of defensive work.
Ball always seems to find you right away.
Yeah, as soon as you come in the game.
When you come in.
Number 10, Zach Chavis.
So Zach Chavis will step in. As Chavis, his lone hit of the night was just casually a 2-run home run.
Casual. And he's had 2 very casual, almost home runs after it. I mean, one of them was a foul ball. He has 2 flyouts, very deep flyouts after that home run.
As he takes a strike here. And I like that his walk-up song is It's a Party, because it's been a home run party here tonight at East Clayton Community Park. Falkenberry has 0-1. Is swung on. That one sent out to center, and just missing it was Chavis as the catch will be made.
Falkenberry just caught a break. He just hung a breaking ball
He did.
to the man who's hit 5 home runs this summer.
Usually there aren't too many hanging breaking balls like that live to see being thrown back in by the player.
Chavis just got too far under that one, popped it straight up.
So that'll bring a Nathanson. And I do think a spot there, if we could have a little bit of a breeze, it might have helped that one. But no breeze, but that's okay. Because that just adds more validation to the home runs that Clayton has it tonight.
They've been monster shots.
You can't say that, the wind helped that one. Count 1-0 to Nathanson.
Monster shots at a park that is hard to hit home runs at.
Especially down the corners, like you said.
Oh, yeah, and like the easiest part to hit a home run is dead center, and there's been no dead center home runs tonight.
Yeah. As the count will go to 2-0 here to Nathanson. He's 2 for 5 on the night. 2 RBIs, a run scored, has struck out. And his first time facing Falkenberry. Here's the pitch, and that's going to miss inside, 3-0. Clovers looking to maybe try to load the bases up here in this bottom of the 8th inning. And this one will miss up and in for ball 4 as Nathanson has to spin out of the way. He'll work the walk. Bases will be loaded.
You got kind of a tough spot if you're the Reidsville manager now, because you've got a pitcher's in there who've walked 3 batters now in the inning.
Yep.
He has the 2 out, so he's just 1 out away, but that was a really shaky. That was just 4 balls in a row. So you don't do you go for the bullpen now, or do you trust him to face one more batter?
And they have had some action, speaking of Reidsville, in the bullpen. Breaking ball here is going to miss. But right now, no action, but they did have a pitcher warming up in between innings.
And like we talked about, Jackson Crude is like what's the opposite of a magnet of strikes? I mean, he's a repellent of strikes.
The negative and the positives.
Yeah.
Definitely been lining up. Counting a ball and a strike. The 1-1. And that'll drop in for a called strike 2. Crute has been very patient so far in this at-bat. Big spot for him, 2 outs. Bases are loaded.
Trying not to force that hit he's been looking for a couple days now.
And the fastball here just overthrown by Falkenberry. And laying off of it, there's Crute. So the count evens. 2's wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Falkenberry will come set, delivers. That one fouled back. Crute has scored 2 runs on the night. He has walked twice. He's been 1 of 2 Clayton batters hit by a pitch. Can he come through here with the bases loaded? The 2-2 again, and that's in the dirt. Nice pick by O'Connell. And the count is going to go full 3-2.
Big payoff pitch here with the bases loaded upcoming.
As
runners should be moving.
Levesque at third. Morgan at second. Nathanson at first. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. 13-4 the score. Falkenberry will come set. The payoff pitch is swung on. That one's hit out to center. Coming in for the center fielder. And that's going to be a fly out.
You heard the Clayton faithful here. They really wanted
it. They did.
You heard it off the bat, and they all oohed.
They were realizing the Clovers could have walked it off there, thanks to the run rule. But we will go to the top of the 9th. Another half inning of baseball here at East Clayton Community Park. Game 1 of this Central Division matchup in the 2024 Old North State League playoffs. We're coming to you live from Clayton, North Carolina. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page alongside Nate Johnson as we go here to the top half of the 9th inning. Another call to the bullpen for the Clayton Clovers, as it's going to be number 34, Will Leonard. And I was just talking with Nate there before we came back on, as Jeff Garner mentioned he's from Roxborough, North Carolina. Actually drove through Roxborough yesterday on my travels down here from New York. Was heading to Reidsville thinking we were going to play, and we didn't play, so I had to make the cut back over. I was down south of Roanoke and had to jot on back over Clayton way. So Will Leonard will take over. He'll look to try to close it out, and Nate's got some stats for him.
It's a little bit surprising to see Leonard because he is the closer for the team and in a 9-run victory now. But Will, this is his 12th appearance on the season. He's thrown 20 2/3 innings. He's got a 1-2 record with a save. He's given up 11 runs, only 8 of them earned on 32 strikeouts. It's the team lead in strikeouts.
That's a good ratio. That's a ratio you like to see. So for Leonard, he will face Fleming. Gavin Fleming out of the number 9 spot. Now the shortstop. As he is 0 for 3 on the night. It's been a quiet night for him. 2 strikeouts. Maybe try to see if he can get something positive going late in this one.
We've talked about kind of the energy tonight for the Clovers. I'm ready to see Will Leonard get juiced up because we talked a little bit in between innings. Will Leonard goes out there with some energy.
And that's what you love to see. I mean, obviously, it probably comes mainly from being used to being a starter.
Oh, yeah.
But has transitioned to more of a bullpen.
And that gives you the freedom to go overthrow. You know,
you're right.
I'm gonna go like throw as hard as I can, and I love to see it. Will obviously in the low 90s with the fastball, got a really good kind of pick up a couple of velocity here at the end of the season. His arm, he's told me he's feeling really good, and he's ready to guide this team into some playoff victories.
So he's behind the count 2-0, 2 straight fastballs that have not been offered up by Fleming. Delivers here. It's another fastball. That one he will offer at. Imagine you might see a steady diet of fastballs.
Will's also kind of in a unique position because we've only got 2 seniors on this Clover team. It's Davey Morgan and him, and Davey obviously has aspirations to go play professional baseball. This
Correct.
could be it for Will Leonard.
Yeah, it could be.
So he's kind of playing with no future in mind.
As that one's in there for a college strike 2 as Will from right up the road, and Wilson going to Barton. It was a big part of Barton and their success this year in conference action. Had some really big wins and one of the toughest Division II baseball conferences. That one fouled off third base side. The battle stay alive.
We talked about Roxborough. Well, he's a Roxborough man through and through. He threw 80 innings for the Roxborough Bulldogs back in high school with a 6-7 record, but he had 84 strikeouts in those 80 innings.
Definitely like those numbers.
Will struck out a batter a time or two in his life.
Yeah, he knows a thing or two about the strikeouts. See if he can do it here. 2-2 is the count. Takes his time to pitch, and Fleming wanted to go.
The high heat is tempting. Doesn't quite get him.
So the count going to go full. Fleming trying to become a leadoff base runner for the Reidsville Luckies here in the top of the 9th. 13-4 is the score here in Game 1 of this best-of-3 game series. The payoff pitch is swung on, fouled back.
I think one of the reasons we might be seeing Leonard in this role right now, even though you're up by 9, you put out your closer there just to get the guy in a rhythm. You know,
yep.
He throws an inning a night, and just get him in the rhythm of, okay, now's my time.
He's not starting the playoffs.
No, he's expecting. It's 9th inning, it's mine.
Yep.
I own the 9th inning.
Here's the 3-2 pitch again, and that is going to miss ball 4. Did not know what the umpire was going to do there. So now we will see Brody Ray. He'll get his first at-bat of the night after he came into pinch run for Robinson after he was hit by a pitch from Lincoln Eiler. As things get turned back over to the top of the order for the Luckies. Leonard will come set, delivers. Fastball sails high.
Talk a little bit more about the mindset of a closer, because really, in all honesty, it's a psycho's job. You're going to sit on the bench all game, and then you're going to come in at the biggest point of the game and throw your best.
Yep.
It's kind of you got to be a psycho to want to do that. And really, not to call Will Leonard a psycho.
Correct. That's not the intent.
I think he's got the proper mindset.
The mentality,
He has the mindset of a killer.
He goes
has
out
the
there, psycho mentality.
He's got the mindset of a killer. He wants to come out there and embarrass you. He wants to throw the ball by you, and let's end this game quickly.
So the count 1-1. Ray does not offer the breaking ball on. Well, that was not expected by
very good
Brady
pitch.
Ray. So the count 1-2 after all the heat.
It's a very good spot on the low and inside corner.
Leonard, all 6'4", 220 of him, showing some versatility. Here's the 1-2, and that one is swung on and missed, strike 3. So that will bring up Parker, who is 1 for 4 on the night with a run scored and a strikeout. So that is the 8th strikeout tonight by Clayton pitching. Fastball here, going to miss away.
Will has actually told me before, post-game after an away game, because obviously I don't travel to away games. Usually in the playoffs we might. But he told me, he's like, yeah, I had a really good appearance last night. I came in, I got 4 outs, struck out all 4 guys. It juiced me up.
Here's a throw down to second by Levesque. And the throw got away, as it was a strike at the plate, as Levesque tried to see if he could find his second.
Rare stolen base on Alex Levesque, like we talked about.
Yep. Might have been a little amped up on that one, too. Kind of crow-hopped it into the dirt. It was a tough play for Davey Morgan to try to corral. So it's runner at second now. The count 1-1, 1 away, top of the 9th. Leonard's pitch. That one is swung at and missed.
That was a heavy breaking ball. You could hear that one hit Levesque's mitt. That had a whole lot of spin rate to it up in the zone like that.
Here's the 2-strike offering. And that was swung on and missed, strike 3. And a little bit of a fist pump there from Leonard towards his dugout.
You can tell Leonard's got it in control now. He's feeling it.
And this is going to be a good battle. I'm interested to see this battle. Ryan Rodriguez, a very good batter, obviously a very good fastball hitter.
A power swinger.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hunting
going
fastball.
up here
He wants
against
to hit it a
Will
long
Leonard.
way.
So 2 away now. Runner at second. Righty-righty matchup. And there's a big swing and a miss.
If my memory serves me correctly, Ryan Rodriguez hit that home run against the Clovers off of Will Leonard.
Okay.
Because that was in the game that the Luckies defeated the Clovers, and Leonard got credit for the loss.
Yes. As this one's going to be fouled off of the fencing. In that location, Rodriguez was definitely on that pitch.
Oh, yeah.
So the count 0-2. Leonard will come set. Runner at second, 2 away, top of the 9th inning. The set in the pitch. That one is swung on. McLean gloves it. The throw in time. Clovers win. They take a 1-0 lead in the series. 13-4 is the final score.